Alright, you guys, what's up? Let me go ahead and switch this over here. Alright, how's everyone doing? We got a lot to do today, actually. I haven't streamed in a little while, been a little busy, doing some stuff. I was gonna stream last weekend and was not able to do it, but we got to do the Letterboxd May recap and everything. And we also need to talk about those movies and everything. Let me go ahead and pull it up. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, I watched a lot of movies this month. And it was fun. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay. Okay, cool. I can see the chat and everything if I look over. So, and I can see it right here as well. So we're good. All right, everybody. How's it going? Hope everybody's doing well. So before we really get started, I do want to say a few changes. No longer going to be streaming on YouTube, although this VOD will go up. I'm going to say tomorrow or Wednesday. You know what I mean? And I will make sure that I have the date and everything and all that good stuff. I actually think it'll probably go up. Yeah, it'll go up tomorrow because we got the Summer Games Fest stuff, or the Sony State of Play, sorry, starting tomorrow. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So anyway, we're gonna play some Dread Neighbor and everything. So the reason I'm not gonna stream on YouTube anymore is because I think I need to build up my audience a little more, and also, since hang on a second, because I like having my streams up unedited on YouTube. But it's a little resource intensive. I got a single PC over here. When I play games that are on console, my cat sheds. Not this cat, not the dead cat, but my cat sheds so much. I got real cat hair on my dead cat here on my mic. Hang on a sec, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sure this sounds atrocious. Anyway, but yeah, so that's what we're doing, and we're gonna get going on a good schedule here. Tomorrow, I'm gonna play Marathon for the first time. I have it, and we're gonna play it, and I'm gonna try it out, and I hope I like it because I would like to put that in the rotation of games that we're gonna be playing on stream regularly, especially like when it comes to like Super Silly Saturday and everything like that. But boy, oh boy, we got a lot of movies to talk about. So we should probably just go ahead and get started on that. But anyway, if you're watching this VOD later, hello YouTube, how's it going? Glad you're here. Make sure you like and subscribe, all that good stuff. So basically what I'm going to do is I'll put up the VODs, a day or two later. They're going to be in the 720p that I stream on Twitch, but they'll be in 60 FPS now instead of 30. And all my videos will still be in 1080p 30 FPS, but my VODs on the main channel dastardLeebatman will be in like the native Twitch whatever. So, you're not getting anything different than what the Twitch audience is going to be getting, except I will be cutting out the starting soon screens. So it'll just start as soon as you hear me say like, all right, let's get this started. You know what I mean? That's all I'm going to cut out really. Everything else will be normal. So anyway, yeah, leave a comment down below. Let me know how you feel about that. Because I would like to stream on YouTube as well. I'm not saying I'm not going to come back to streaming on YouTube ever again. There's a, never say never. There's a whole James Bond movie about that. Speaking of James Bond, I would love to play the new Bond game, but I don't have any money. So that's why I'm not playing Lego Batman either. I'm just going to play the games that I have until I'm able to buy new games to play for you guys on stream. But I have a lot of stuff in my backlog, so the streams will still be interesting. And we're going to be doing a lot of yapping. So, all that good stuff. Okay, we're going to go and get started on talking about what I watched everything I watched in Letterboxd. I'm sorry. We're going to get talking about every movie that I watched in May. Do my Letterboxd recap here. By the way, TV show wise, I want to say I watched the Darth Maul TV show. Super good. Thought that was really awesome. Spoiler alert on my thoughts about Mandalorian and Grogu, but way better than Mandalorian and Grogu. Wish that movie had been a movie. And what else was I gonna say? Oh, also, if you're not watching Widow's Bay on Apple TV, check it out. It's super good. So it got Matthew Rhys in it, and it's spooky island stuff. If you like Twin Peaks or Alan Wake or Midnight Mass or Stephen King, any of that stuff, you're gonna like Widow's Bay. It's like pretty scary, but it's pretty funny as well. Like it has a good balance of horror and laughs. Matter of fact, Matthew Rhys reminds me a lot of like Don Knotts in The Ghost and Mr. Chicken. So if you've ever seen that movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Matthew Rhys is a very good actor. He's never disappointed me like ever. He's always great. So anyway, it's interesting to see him go from, because I've watched The Beast in Me earlier this year. So it's funny to watch him go from The Beast in Me, where he's just absolutely terrifying, to being a guy who's just scared of everything. So I thought that was, I think he's pretty great. All right, let me go and switch this here. We're going to go to this one. All right. Here we go for the Letterboxd stuff, everyone. We got a lot to talk about. So I'm gonna go over here to my diary here. I'm probably not gonna talk about this one too much. I don't have much to say because I already know all about the Manaverse stuff. I watched this stuff. I watched this because my mom she asked me like, what is that? And I was like, I'll just put this on. This documentary is it doesn't go in as in depth as I would have liked. It's not as much of a takedown. I mean, it is, but it's also like, you know, it didn't go as in depth as I expected it to do. So you got to go all the way down here to May 2nd. Technically, my May started with Hokum, so I went to a late night showing on like Thursday night, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Hokum's. I'm curious to see how I feel about Hokum when I rewatch it. To be honest, I legit may have been too stoned when I saw it. So, but we're gonna start with The Devil Wears Prada 2. I've already given my thoughts on this movie, so we'll keep it brief with this one. But I liked this movie a lot. It felt like, you know, I don't know. It was like revisiting old friends. I don't know. It's weird. And I've only seen the first one like once or twice. I've seen it twice. I saw it the first time when it like first came out, and I was like, whatever. I don't care about this. And then I rewatched it as an adult, and I was like, oh, this is pretty dope, actually. I like this a lot. So, you know, it's always nice to see the Tooch in a movie. He's great. Everybody's great in this. You know, I had a good time with it. It's made a fuck ton of money at the box office. Way more than I expected. I think way more than anyone expected, because Warner Brothers was like, dang it, this and Michael and Mortal Kombat 2 had too much competition this year. Let me put it that way. I think if they should have just stuck with their release date when they had from October. We'll talk about it. But I like this movie a lot. It's good to see Anne Hathaway in the movies again. They just dropped the you know what we should watch? I'll have to pull it up, but we got to watch the End of Oak Street trailer. We'll check that out when this is done. Let me go ahead and pull it up so I don't forget. Hang on. Yeah, here we go. I've not seen this actually. All right, I'm gonna leave that there. We'll watch it. Okay. So anyway, Devil Wears Prada 2, good time at the movies. I highly recommend that you check it out. It's a fun time. So let's move on here. We're gonna go to. Then I watched Roommates. If I can get, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do this. That's actually much better. All right. So this is the one that stars Adam Sandler's daughter. I cannot remember her name. Let me click on this real quick. Sadie Sandler, and I think this is Chloe East right here. I liked this movie. I would have liked it more if they didn't make her roommate like the definitive bad guy of the movie. I think it would have been better if they, you know, if they had this character be a little more sympathetic. I think I would have liked the movie more. But overall, you know, it's a pretty fun movie, pretty fun coming of age type deal. Better than a lot of stuff that's on Netflix, to be honest with you. You know, they usually have like every now and then Netflix has like one of their movies of the week turns out to be better than usual. Sometimes that's because they have like Guillermo del Toro making the movie, or some other big auteur. And sometimes it's just because the movie turns out to be way better than you anticipated it to be. And this was one of those where I just had a pretty good time. I I don't know. Considering what they reveal about her in the movie, I don't know. I didn't like that she just straight up, for lack of a better term, she just straight up ended up being a bitch. You know what I mean? Um, so I think I would have liked it more if they just, you know, I don't know, because she becomes the villain. You know, it becomes pretty obvious that she's just going to be the villain. Man, my hair is getting on my nerves. But I thought this was pretty good. You know, it's got a 2.9 here on Letterboxd. That's like sort of fair, I guess. I think it should be like 3.1, something like that instead. But you know, it's a solid time at the movie. You know, just something to put on in the background. Sadie Sandler, you know, could end up being really great. I think Chloe East impressed me the most out of the two. So it was a fun time though. Definitely worth checking out if you're looking for like just a chill comedy to watch. And I watched Somnium, and I got to be honest with you, um, I just picked this out on a whim, and you know, the main actress here is pretty good. Chloe Levine, right? That's her name. She does not have a pic. Oh, here we go. I was like, man, where's her picture at? Um, yeah, I thought she was really good. Gives a good performance. This poster is really the main reason I decided to check it out. I thought the poster was sick looking. I was just on AMC Plus. I was just looking for a movie to watch, and I got on AMC Plus and checked it out. By the way, if you have AMC Plus, you also get access to everything that's on Shudder. This is not an ad. I'm just letting you know. That way, if you're paying for AMC Plus and you're paying for Shudder, you should pick one or the other. You know what I mean? If AMC Plus doesn't have, you know, enough on there for you to want to have AMC Plus, then just go with Shudder. But I'm also about to start watching Tales from the Crypt on there as well. I used to watch Tales from the Crypt all the time as a kid, and I'm so happy that they have it. Anyway, not an ad. I'm not sponsored. I'm just saying I like helping people save money and stuff. So anyway, this one was okay. You know, she's trying to become an actress and everything, and she takes this you know, night job at a sleep clinic. And you know, hey Bo, we don't mess with the computer, please. No. Thank you. Um I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I kind of guessed what was happening early on, and I kind of wish that there was just more to this. You know, it was just a movie. You know, I just didn't really have a very good time watching it. I was a little bored a lot of the time too, so that's unfortunate. But this actress, Chloe Levine, she deserves to be recognized because her performance is really good. I hope, you know, hopefully she gets some better movies in the future. Then I went to see Mortal Kombat 2 in IMAX. I already did a review for this, but I haven't posted it as a separate video, so I will talk about it here again. This movie rules. I really want to see it again. I just haven't had the time to go. Although I did make time to see Backrooms again, so what's my excuse really? But anyway, yeah, this is just a great movie. It's a fun time. Really reminds me of a lot of the movies I grew up with as a kid. You know, Carl Urban's a good Johnny Cage. Who played Kitana again? Adeline Rudolph is great. Everything in this just really hit for me. I don't know which I like more as far as like my favorite movies of the year goes. As like this month, between Mortal Kombat 2 and Backrooms, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know which one I like more. Because they're doing different things, but this was just super entertaining and fun. I had a great time watching Mortal Kombat 2, and I recommend that you go see it while it's still in theaters, or, you know, watch it when it's on HBO Max. I think it's going to be huge on streaming. They should have left this movie to release in October. You know, at first I was like, oh, that's a great idea to move it to summer. But then I thought about it before it even came out. I was like, you know, I don't know, though, because it's sandwiched between some heavy hitters, like heavy hitters. And, you know, the last movie wasn't like super well received, so I think a lot of people, and then also I do think there was a thing going on where, you know, I didn't really talk to anyone about this, but I feel like regular normal audiences were probably like, hey, shouldn't Mortal Kombat 2 have come out already? And then when they saw that they moved it at the last minute, I think a lot of normal people kind of assume that means the movie's not good, or they're trying to fix it or something, especially after all the Justice League debacle stuff. I just think audiences, they're a little more tuned in these days as to what's going on. So I don't know, that could also have affected, but it just was. Look, man, I don't think anyone anticipated Devil Wears Prada 2 to be as big as it was. I don't think anyone. Well, I think everyone should have known that Michael was going to be huge, and I think everyone knew that Super Mario Bros. Was going to be huge. It just came out at a bad time. It came out on Mother's Day weekend. It's like, it's just, I don't know. There's other movies that people could take their mom to go see, and it just kind of lost a little bit of steam. But this movie's really, really good, and when people finally get around to watching it more, and it's also rated R as well, so that doesn't help the box office either. That's a more of a box office hurdle as well. I know, like, there have been big rated R movies lately, but so I really think they should have left it in October. I think they got a little bit, I don't know. I think they got too overconfident with it. You know what I mean? I think they should have just let it come out in October. The movie was done. It was ready to rock, and Tron Ares was a big old dud. So Mortal Kombat 2 would have been like a big old fun party time during October. So I don't know why. They shouldn't have moved it. I'm just gonna say that. I think it would have made way more money if they hadn't moved the movie. But it's a really good movie. Don't let the box office be. I think the box office is good for this, to be honest with you. But especially because they kept the budget really low. And funny enough, this I think this cost like $100 million or something less than Mandalorian, and it looks better than Mandalorian. It looks like a real movie, whereas Mandalorian was flat and boring. But this is fun. It's a fun time at the movies. Definitely check out Mortal Kombat 2. Then I got curious because Obsession was coming out, and I've been trying to watch this movie for a while. This Milk and Cereal movie. I've been wanting to watch for a while. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I didn't even rate this. I genuinely don't know how I feel about Curry Barker as a filmmaker. We're going to talk about this a little more when I get to talking about Obsession, but I think this is pretty good, especially since it's it was made for pretty much nothing. And Obsession was made relatively for nothing as well, considering a lot of movie budgets. But I think Curry Barker's got a real masterpiece in his head somewhere. You know what I mean? I just think this movie, for me, if it was 30 minutes long, I'd be like, oh hell yeah, that was the shit. But it being I think it's a little bit over an hour. I don't know. I was kind of it's fine. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a fine movie. Definitely, I definitely see why he was able to go to Obsession. Funny enough, I think he said he's thought about just putting Obsession up on YouTube, and well, it's a good thing he didn't. I think it would have been a huge hit on YouTube, to be honest with you, because obviously the movie is really connecting with a lot of people. So he would have had a huge hit on his hands regardless. But I think it was he did I think he's making Texas Chainsaw Massacre after he makes this other movie that he's doing. So, we'll see how it goes. I think at some point, I know Curry Barker is going to make a movie that I personally like a lot. He's definitely made movies that a lot of people like. And, this is a well-made movie, and so is Obsession. But so far, not for me. But I'm keeping an eye out because I'm not writing him off and being like, that guy's not for me. It's the same thing with... Funny enough, Jane Schoenberg has a new movie coming out. I need to watch. We're all going to the World's Fair before that comes out, and before I watch it. But I saw a TV Glow, and very good movie, very well made, all that stuff, but not for me. All my ratings that I put on Letterboxd when I do rate, they're my it's just personal stuff. You know what I mean? That's why movie ratings don't really matter too much. If I like the movie, then I give it what I feel like I need to give it. It's just how I feel, really. Then okay. And I watched Deadpool and Wolverine with my mom, because she hadn't seen it. And I'm not going to watch this movie again. As a matter of fact, when I rewatched this, I was like, you know what? I actually don't think I'm going to go back and rewatch all the MCU movies before Avengers Doomsday comes out. I just don't want to do that. There's too many movies that I don't like in the MCU for me to do that. And I'm just done kind of watching stuff that I really don't like. Granted, I think most movies in the MCU are at least okay. I hate Deadpool and Wolverine. It's pretty much everything I dislike about modern day movies. It looks like shit. The action sucks. It's edited to hell. Um, it feels like it's just a Ryan Reynolds vanity project. The whole thing just and my thing is this. What Gambit being there makes sense, right? It has a lot of fan servicey moments, but my thing is this. I don't like the Chris Evans moment. I was like, dude, this is not the Johnny Storm that he played. This is a totally different character. I didn't like that. You know what I mean? I didn't like. I just hate this movie. I'm sorry. This movie sucks balls. I know people love this movie. It made like $1 billion, so my opinion, I guess, really doesn't matter all that much. But as someone who likes the first two Deadpool movies, I couldn't believe how bad this was. It blows my mind that like there's a perfect moment that they could have had Colossus come in here and do the fastball special with Wolverine, and they didn't do it. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, you got a comics accurate Colossus and a comics accurate Wolverine, and you don't have them interact at all. Like I don't like that the characters from the first two Deadpool movies end up getting swept under the rug. They're barely even in this movie. I just, for me personally, I'm like, I wanted more X-Men stuff. Also, I don't understand why X-23 is here, because like they established that like in his timeline, Logan was like the anchor being, which that stuff doesn't even make any sense, to be honest with you. But whatever, we'll go with it because it's the movie. It's trying to be really meta and clever, and it just comes across as lame and boring. But it's just really self-indulgent. Ryan Reynolds loves the whiff of his own farts so much. It is annoying. But anyway, what was I saying again about this one? I just fucking hate this goddamn movie so much. It's not even like very funny either. That's the other thing I couldn't believe. I was like, man, the jokes just aren't hitting in this one. Oh yeah, X-23. Is she? Okay, hang on, my cat is being weird. Hang on a second. Bowie, why are you doing this now? And you never come in here. And now I'm streaming, and you want to come in here and mess with everything. Get out of there, please. Get out the corner, please. Come on. Get out of there. Thank you. Come on, go. Get out. Thank you. Okay, hang on, guys. I'm coming back. All right. So anyway, yes, the X-23 in this. Who pruned her? You know what I mean? Why would she even end up? Unless it's like a different X-23 who went through a very similar experience. Like, why is she even here? You know what I mean? Aside from the fan service. And then also, like, I didn't like the Blade and the Electra cameos. I'm glad that they came back, don't get me wrong. I'm glad they got that money. But, when I heard what this movie was about, I'm like, hey, that's great. We'll get to see Cyclops and Jean Grey and Halle Berry's Storm and all these, X-Men characters. And we just got Gambit and X-23. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And now we're getting the X-Men in Avengers Doomsday, and I'm like, well, this was the movie to put the X-Men in. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see, if you're going to have Hugh Jackman come back and make his costume as comics accurate as possible, I want to see him interact with the other X-Men that he was in movies with as well. I'm sorry. Like, that's just me, I guess. Everyone else really likes this movie. Made like $1 billion. It saved the MCU, all that stuff. MCU has not made a movie that I like in a while. I do need to watch Wonder Man, but their TV shows hit better for me lately than the movies. They haven't made a movie that I like a lot. Jeez, man, since probably Spider-Man: Far From Home, and even that's mostly just because of nostalgia. So I'm rooting for the new Spider-Man movie though. I've got my fingers crossed that this will be the first Tom Holland Spider-Man movie that, I really like and feel like rewatching the same way I watch the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies all the time. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the MCU lately, but they seem to have lost the plot. So then I watched Doom the same day, and look, man, look. Like I said, this all my rating stuff, it's how I feel personally. And to be real with you, I've watched this movie a lot of times in my life. Sometimes I watch it and I'm like, hey, I had a good time, it was chill, whatever. Sometimes I watch it and I'm like, whatever. That sucked. You know what I mean? This happened to be one time where I was like, hey, you know what? Good movie. It is what it is. Look, man, I'll tell you one thing. The Rock is acting his ass off in this movie, and when I say he's acting his ass off, I mean he's overacting. One of my favorite parts is when like they got that Dr. Carmack guy is in the nano wall, and he's like, "I'm afraid his condition is irreversible," and she's like, "What?" And he's like, "Because his condition," and he shoots him, is he's dead. And I'm like, dude, The Rock is just hamming it up, man. To be honest with you, he has improved a lot as an actor. You know what I mean? Like, credit where credit is due. Rewatching this, I was like, you know what? The Rock has gotten better. I will say this also. I know he's like not as big as he used to be now. He's wearing like a bodysuit, I think, in Moana. But like if you look at him in like this, when he's like, kind of, he's like a lot younger. You know what I mean? And he's kind of sort of in his peak, in his prime. You watch him in this versus like that new movie he came out with where he played the UFC fighter or the MMA fighter. I mean, why can't I remember the name of that movie? It was pretty good. I liked it. He's just so much bigger, and it's like that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. But I kind of like this movie. It's just a blatant. It has nothing to do with Doom. Funny enough, other than the fact that like the BFG is there. You know what I mean? There ain't no Hellgate. There ain't no demons. It's all like weird, like extra chromosome shit. But I don't know. I kind of have a good time with it. It just goes to show that like the structure of Aliens can work even if the movie sucks. Because this is just a straight up Aliens ripoff, with a Doom DLC skin. But it's got Carl Urban in it. The FPS sequence is like goofy as fuck, but it's still kind of cool to watch. You know what I mean? It's like some like goofy like Spirit Halloween haunted house stuff, to be honest. But I have a pretty good time with this. The movie's way too dark though. I know this came out like I think the same year, a year after Doom 3. And I know Doom 3 was dark, but it ain't this fucking dark. Like you can turn on your flashlight and see stuff relatively well in Doom 3. I'm gonna play the OG Doom 3, not the BFG edition, but the OG Doom 3 on stream pretty soon actually. So hope you guys are ready for that. Well, actually, I say soon, but October's just like 4 months away now. Oh my gosh. But anyway, or 5 months away. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, man, I don't know. I kind of dig this movie. It's goofy, but it's I have a good time with it. The movie's way too dark. Funny enough, rewatching this scene, Richard Brake, he plays this guy who played Portman. Just the most disgusting, gross dude ever, and he gets stoned while he's on the job and shit like that, and he's always hitting up chicks and like being creepy and stuff. But I gotta say, there's a certain point in the movie when he's the only one really making sense. Like shit hits the fan. One of their team members gets killed by a creature, and he's over here like we need to call for backup, like fuck this. And The Rock is like, shoulder your weapon, and he's like, bro, what do you mean? We're not equipped to deal with this shit. Like, we don't know what's going on, we don't know what we're dealing with, let's call for backup. And The Rock is like, shut up, Portman, do your job. And it's like, he's making sense. He's the only one. He's maybe an asshole in this movie, but when he starts making sense, he starts making sense. There's a great part when he's like they got this like dead creature or whatever that killed one of their teammates, and he's like what if it came from outside? And Rosamund Pike is like, what, like an alien? And he just screams, look at that thing. And I'm like, yeah, he's right. I mean, you are on Mars, it could be an alien. Like, you don't fucking know. Why is that such a far-fetched thing to say? And then the scene before he dies, he's like, getting on the radio to call for reinforcements, like secretly, because he knows that The Rock will get mad at him if he finds out. And you know, this movie's hilarious. The Rock has like a bad guy turn. There's a moment when he's like dies and he says, "I'm not supposed to die." I don't know, man. It's a fun time. All right, if you can get past the fact that it really ain't got shit to do with Doom, I don't know. Grab yourself a couple brewskis, maybe have a gummy, like I did, and you know you're gonna have a good time watching Doom. I've seen this movie too many times, honestly, but you know sometimes I like to switch my brain off and have a good time with a movie. So whatever. Is it good? I don't know. Not really, but I have a good time with it. So it is what it is. Then I rewatched Predator Badlands. My mom hadn't seen this. We were looking for something to watch. And yeah, I think this pretty much sums it up. Damn, man, this shit rules so fucking hard. I love this movie. I think it's got like the amazing structure, like straight up. You know, I know some people say that the structure is kind of basic or whatever, but I think that's kind of smart considering who the main character is, which is that it's a predator. There's no actual human characters in this movie. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta like, if you want to like hook the audience quickly with your weird sci-fi movie that stars a dude with a vagina mouth, then I think keeping the story pretty basic is smart. At least the first go around. Even James Cameron understood this when he did Avatar. And you watch Avatar 2 and there's so much extra new weird shit that he gets into in Avatar 2 that he was smart enough to keep for the sequels rather than jamming it all into the first movie. That way the audience is like, okay, well, I don't have to worry too much about like the story being super complex. Therefore, I can like just enjoy this new world and everything and these new characters and all this weird new alien stuff. And Predator Badlands kind of does the same thing. I think this movie fucking roll. This is like the Predator movie that I've been wanting to watch, like pretty much like since I was like a kid. I think like the only thing Dan Trachtenberg could really do, you know, the only two things that Dan Trachtenberg could do that I want to see is, oh no, there's three things. We got to get some female predators up in these movies, man. I want to see them on the big screen. We've never seen a female predator in a movie before, so what do they look like? This one kind of ends in a way that sets up, you know, that there could be some female predators in the next one if they make another one of these. Also, new Alien vs. Predator movie would be dope. I think they're gonna do that, to be honest. And the other thing was, and I forget what the other thing was. Shit. Oh, if he does any kind of follow up on Predators, I would like to see what happens to Adrian Brody and I can't think of her name now. Anyway, the other chick that he was with at the end of Predators. I would like to see what happens to those two characters, just to have a follow-up of some kind. So if Dan Trachtenberg is able to do those three things, then, you know, I'm good. He's already doing a couple things that I like already, so I don't know. We'll see what he does next. You know, he's really good at this Predator stuff, though, man. Then I watched this Punisher One Last Kill. This is okay. It's pretty good. It's pretty short. I'll give this though. This feels like a Punisher comic, like through and through, like one that you just grab off the shelf and you're like, all right, cool. The Punisher's mad and he's killing people. Dope. I kind of dug this. I thought the villain, for the scenes that she's in, I thought she was pretty cool for the most part. I think I have it written down. Yeah, I do. Yeah, there's a moment where she says, I'm the one who's doing the punishing today, and I'm not gonna lie, that hit. It hit. You know what I mean? And he goes off and fucks people up. There is one shot in this though that like took me out of the movie that I was like, what happened here? What was this? And apparently it was all in camera, and they just replaced the stuntman's face with John Bernthal's face. But there's something else that feels weird about the shot. I'd have to pull it up and show you guys, but if you've seen this, I think you know what I'm talking about. It's the one where he jumps off the roof and he lands on an air conditioner. It was a cool Max Payne-ish type moment, and then it was kind of ruined with the landing. I don't know if it's because of the slow motion that they used or what. I have no idea. Just something felt really uncanny about it. I was like, what the hell's going on here? Not just the face stuff either. It was like the whole shot was like weird looking. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Aside from that though, pretty solid. I mean, you know, like this is like, you know, typical Punisher storyline stuff. You know what I mean? If you read the comics, chances are you've read a Punisher comic like this before. So yeah, they did a solid job with it. I thought it was pretty good. It's not like the greatest thing of all time, but you know, it was fun. You know, it's only like an hour long, so definitely worth checking out. Especially because he's going to be in the new Spider-Man movie, which is pretty awesome. So we'll see how that goes. All right, we're gonna get into my talks about Obsession here. I personally did not vibe with this the way that everyone else very clearly is. You know, there's just here's the thing. This movie's really well made, well shot, great performances, good structure as well, great idea. Obviously, people really liking this a lot, and there's a good reason for that. I think it is a really well made movie. There's just a few things that me personally, I'm like, I don't really like this. I don't like the underlit stuff. I don't like the shallow focus scenes. That's just not for me, you know. And he's always keeping the camera like super still, hardly ever moves it around, you know, which is fine. Sometimes I don't mind that, but I prefer when like there's a little bit of energy in the shot, you know. And I also there's just a couple things that I was just like, I don't know, this seems a little like goofy. I didn't like the ending either. The ending. So all right, we're gonna get into some spoiler territory here with this. Okay, so the ending. At first, I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be awesome, and I genuinely would have given this like 3.5, maybe even 4 stars, because that ending would have fucking ruled. But at the end, you know, he figures out he might be able to contradict the wish and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of things that happen, but the thing that I was really hyped about was I thought for sure that this was going to end with her making a wish that he was as in love with her as she was in love with him or whatever. That he loved her as much as she loved him, right? And while she's still under the spell of the wish. And it was just going to end with the two of them being obsessed with each other because there is a toxic relationship vibe to this movie. And they don't do that ending. The ending is that Bear dies, the wish breaks, and you know, Indy Navarrette's character is just left crying and screaming with a bunch of dead bodies around. Most likely she's going to prison. You know, I guess we'll see though. Maybe he'll make a sequel, who knows. But you know, it just didn't work for me. You know, I did like that Bear was like gonna kill himself and then like was gonna chicken out and he didn't get the chance to because she doesn't actually do that wish. And I was like, dang it, he's gonna die though because he didn't get to throw up the pills. I wish he had thrown up the pills and then she did the wish, and then it just ended with the two of them like, I don't know, making out or something. I don't know. I just that's so much darker to me. You know what I mean? The ending that we got is already dark, but I don't know the one where they end up in like this horrible, awful, obsessed, toxic relationship together. Like that's way more dark to me. And also the stuff with the cat I didn't like. They hit that shit like 3 or 4 times and I was like, okay bro, this is getting a little childish to me. And then also they had this other character in here who has a crush on Bear. She likes Bear and she ends up getting murdered, of course. And at the end of the movie, in the climax or whatever, she had her dead body naked sprawled out in a chair, and I just had to laugh because I'm like, that's so silly and goofy. Like it wasn't scary to me. I was like, well, that's just goofy. You know what I mean? So whatever. I'm glad so many people are liking it. I'm glad it's doing well. Like I said, I think one day Curry Barker's gonna make a movie, and I want to be like, hell yeah, I dig that. That's awesome. Good job, bro. Not like he has to make anything for me personally or anything. It's just like, I don't know. I watched Obsession and I was kind of like, all right, well, you know, and also the movie just lays everything out for you. You know, there's not really too much to interpret, I guess. One thing I will say though that he did that's really smart is he makes Bear pretty likable at first. And I think that's smart because I don't think the movie works as well if he's not likable. If you don't like Bear at first, then his decision to because let me put it this way, there's a few times in my opinion when it's pretty clear he's got to figure this out. So the first time is when like is on the first night he still doesn't know that the wish worked because like why would anybody assume that it worked, right? He would just be like, oh, my friend's being weird now. And what does make this kind of tragic is it is a friend group, and you know they're friends. And to be honest with you, if Bear had just manned up and been like, let me tell you how I feel, there is a chance, granted it does kind of seem like Nikki wasn't really into him like that, but there is a chance that, like, you know, if he had opened up and said how he felt, that, you know, they end up dating and happily ever after, blah, blah, blah. The guy who plays his friend, though, he's been in a few of Curry Barker's sketches. I think they do their stuff together. Was it Cooper Tomlinson? Is that his name? Yeah, this guy. I could tell from the beginning, I was like, this dude is definitely hooking up with Nikki. Like, there's no way. Because, you know, he seemed very adamant about them not being together. You know what I mean? A little bit too adamant at the beginning. So I was like, okay, yeah, he's definitely banging her, or something's going on, or he likes her. I knew something was going on. I don't want to spoil like the whole movie or anything, but there were a few times when I was like, before like because like I actually think there's a moment in this that like very much is like, okay, yeah, now Bear is like, you know, it's when they have their first like real date, I think. And she does that whole like no thing because he asks her about if she's lying about something. And then he basically just doesn't care. And then I think it cuts to them having sex, and it was really harrowing. I was like, he's not looking at her and what she looks like while they're doing it. And I'm like, oh gosh, yeah, he's the bad guy now. But even after that moment, he still could have, you know, not been the bad guy if he had just, you know, stopped fucking around, I guess. I don't know. The red flags would have started going off the first night when like we're making out and she just started screaming for no fucking reason. That's when I would have been like, something is Nikki. I at least would have been like, is Nikki okay? Like, is she fine? Like, I don't care how much I like somebody or whatever. If that happens to me, I'm gonna be like, yo, what the? Hold on, whoa, we gotta like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Just me personally, I don't know. Maybe other guys would be like, yeah, I'm willing to look past that. Whatever, she's hot. But that would have been the moment for me where I would have been like, I don't know, Nikki's being kind of weird. But I do think it's really smart to make him like a sympathetic, empathetic character for a little while. There is a certain point in the movie. There's multiple points in the movie where, man, if you don't start going like, look, Bear sucks, you know what I mean? Then if you leave this movie and your thoughts are, oh, poor Bear, you know, that says a lot about you. You know what I mean? But me personally, fuck Bear. This guy sucks. Anyway, but yeah, that's just how I felt about Obsession. I'm glad people are liking it a lot. Whenever I get around to rewatching it, maybe I'll like it more. But for me personally, I just was kind of like, you know, pretty solid. I'm interested to see what Curry Barker does next. You know what I mean? I'm very. I think he's got some other movie he's doing before he starts working on his Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I'm interested in seeing that, whatever that ends up being. This also, I swear to God, there's a Twilight Zone episode that's like this. I haven't watched Twilight Zone in a while. Maybe I should rewatch it. And I swear there's a when the movie was done, I was like, I swear this feels so familiar. I feel like there's a Twilight Zone episode like this. So if there is, you know, let me know in the comments down below, because I swear there is. But yeah, I personally didn't vibe with Obsession. Really well made movie, great performances. Indy Navarrette's definitely going places, and also this guy who played Michael Johnston, who plays Bear. He also, I think, is going places as well. He's very good in the movie. Definitely a difficult part to play. So yeah. Also, Andy Richter is in this, but not really. That was weird to me. So anyway, but yeah, I thought it was good. For the like it's a good movie, really well made. Just I personally didn't vibe with it. I was like, I don't know, this is whatever to me. I feel like I have to do that these days on the internet because people get so upset if you don't agree with them or whatever. But yeah, it's definitely not the worst movie I watched this month. We're gonna get to that. It's a good movie that I just didn't vibe with. So, but anyway, then I rewatched Total Recall, and I'm not gonna lie, man, this movie fucks, dude. Oh my gosh, what the hell is this? That was weird. Anyway, 2 weeks. Yeah, dude, Total Recall rules. I don't know, man. This might have the best special effects of all time, right? The best practical effects, anyway. It's like between this and The Thing. I don't know which one's better, honestly. This one feel like the reason I'm tempted to give it to this one is because it's not just creatures and stuff. It's also like all these like just really intricate and detailed like miniatures and the sets are great. I mean, like I really kind of forgot how good this movie like looks. Like this is aged like fine wine. It came out in 1990 and it feels like a movie that could come out today and people would be like, "Oh shit, this is the shit." Um it's pretty dope, man. I like this a lot cuz you get some cool creature stuff in here as well cuz you got the mutants on Mars. But then man, you get all this cool set design and this production design's crazy. This movie's awesome. I don't know. Plus you get to hear Arnold go a lot, you know. It's a fun time. I like Total Recall. So, I don't know, man. I don't think we're gonna get him like this just made me go like, you know what, man, people used to have movies, you know what I mean, like that they could watch. We got to get back to doing movies like this, man. All right, we just do. I know Paul Verhoeven's a big part of why Total Recall works so well. But this, I don't know if it gets better than Total Recall, honestly, as far as like big blockbuster action movies go. I think Total Recall is among the best, 100%. I'm tempted to put this in my. I'm always changing my top four. I'm tempted whenever I change it again to put this in my top four. I might rewatch this again pretty soon because damn good movie, man. If you have not seen Total Recall, hop on AMC Plus or the other streaming service it's on. I don't know what the other one is. I can't remember. And check it out because you're gonna have a good time. And it aged so well. I mean, like I said, potentially the best special effects of all time. In the running for sure. I think it should definitely be in the top 10. Great movie. Then I went a little bit nostalgic. I rewatched this Stay Alive. I've seen this before. I think I just said it as a first watch. Yeah, because I hadn't seen it since it came out. This movie, I don't know, a little bit ahead of its time to be real with you. I think if this concept, I need to watch the. There's like another cut of this movie that like apparently changes a lot of things, makes things a little different and everything. I think it's called the unrated cut or whatever. I saw some people talk about it in the reviews on Letterboxd. I kind of dig this movie. I kind of dig Stay Alive. It's goofy and whatever, but I will say this. What's his name? Hang on a second. Jimmy Simpson. Yeah, I love Jimmy Simpson, by the way. He's great. Yeah, he plays a character in this who's like a god gamer or whatever. He's so good at playing the game that like the game literally has to cheat in order to kill him. Because if you don't know the thing in this, if you die in the game, you're gonna die in real life. It's like this cursed game. With this just like I don't know, some like old like 1800s or 1700s like Victorian era, not Victorian era, but I don't know, some whatever. For some reason, she's possessed a video game and it's killing people. I don't know, kind of a fun time. Frankie Muniz is in this. He has quite the look. He's got like this like upside down visor or whatever. It was hilarious. But you know, honestly, pretty solid movie. Not gonna lie. I will say they chose the wrong final girl though. The goth in this should have been the final girl. She should have lived. She should have died. She's really dull in this. I'm not trying to like talk crap about her performance or whatever, but she's really like seemed kind of bored in this. She's locked in. You know what I mean? She actually was like a cool character. She's kind of boring. So they picked the wrong final girl. But I don't know. This concept's good enough that if they ever made like another one of these, I would or something like this, I would watch it. This is a fun movie. So if you've never seen this, this is a good little 2000s horror movie that I don't know, I think it's aged okay. Not bad. I watched The Roses. Okay, this movie, by the way, I wonder how many people feel cheated by this movie. Because if you watch the trailer, it seems like it's going to be like nonstop Looney Tunes gags between Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman. But it is not. It is a lot of... That stuff doesn't happen until the last like 30 minutes of the movie. This does have one of my favorite endings, though. I like this. I like the way it ended a lot. But if you're going into this thinking it's going to be like nonstop, like them like hitting each other with frying pans and shooting at one another and stuff like that, that is not the movie. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, I think the movie's too long. that was like a big issue I had with it. I was like, you know, this could have been like 90 minutes. I think it's like 2 hours. I think so. Oh no, it's almost 2 hours, 105 minutes. Yeah, it's a little too long. Could have been like 85 to 90 minutes. Would have been better. Um, but I did like the ending quite a bit. I thought the ending was hilarious. Good little final gag at the end. Yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It's not like the greatest thing ever, but it did make me laugh quite a bit. So, you know, it is what it is. Um, yeah. So, all right, now we're gonna get into the Mandalorian and Grogu. This movie sucks balls, guys. I'm sorry. I hate to say it, cause you know what's funny? I posted about this stuff on Threads. I should stop doing that, honestly. But Star Wars fans are gonna defend anything, it seems like, because this is just slop. This fucking shit sucks so much ass. I think it's got like a what's the rating on Letterboxd? Yeah, 3.1. That's baffles me, man. There's so many people who are going like, I don't know, it's harmless fun, whatever, 3 stars, and I'm like, dude, no, man. Like, there's so many movies that like, if they dared to be as sloppily made as this crap, like, they'd get bodied, man. And this has like, you know, mostly pretty solid reviews. I couldn't stand it. It's so boring too. Nobody's got an arc. Everybody just feels like a dollar store action figure. Yeah, man, this shit was balls. It's funny too when I mentioned the action figure thing, people are like, well, Star Wars is always meant to sell toys, and I'm like, yeah, okay, but like, you know, the movies are good usually. There's only 2 Star Wars movies that I don't like, and it's this one and Rise of Skywalker. All the other ones I like, even though I would say that the prequels, aside from Revenge of the Sith, like, just aren't good movies. I like them. They ain't good movies. But yeah, the I don't know, man. I I feel like I've said my piece on this on Threads already, but I was so bored watching this. The movie does nothing within the context of the movie to make you care about anything that's happening on screen. One guy, I mentioned how the movie has like 0 character arcs, and I mean 0. And if you're gonna do that, that's fine. All right, you don't have to have a movie. Your movie doesn't have to have a good story. Your movie doesn't have to have, you know, good character arcs or whatever the fuck. And your movie doesn't have to be like super stylishly directed. However, you gotta have at least one of those things, right? This movie ain't got none of those things. It's so fucking dull and boring, and it's clear that, like, yeah, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni think this stuff is the coolest shit ever, but nobody else does. You know, I don't give a fuck about Rod of the Hutt, bro. And what's funny is I could have cared about Rod of the Hutt, but he shows up and he's like, I want to be my own man. I don't want to be like my dad. I don't want to take over. And then that's it. You know what I mean? There's just nothing here, bro. And what sucks is the special effects are very good, and they blend different styles of visual effects. There's CG, there's practical effects, there's puppetry, and they brought in Phil Tippett to do these really cool stop motion robots. And I'm like, any movie that has like stop motion robots, you know, I feel like it's got the elements there that I should like as far as the special effects go. And it's so lifeless, man. It's such a lifeless, just listless. That's the perfect way to describe it. And Disney's been doing this lately, where they just release these listless, no-risk blockbusters. Like Tron Ares was the same fucking way. The music in Tron Ares is great. The special effects in Tron Ares is mostly really good. Everything else, though, it's like, why do I care about this, though? Make me care about what's happening on the screen, please. Please. Give me something to latch onto. But I think Tron Ares, funny enough, is a better movie than this. At least Jared Leto's character, at least the characters have like arcs and stuff. Like I understood their motivations. This movie is literally just like, hey Mando, go here and do this. Now go here and do this. Now go here and do this. Now go here and do this. I'm like, man, if y'all don't get the fuck out of here. I had this guy on Threads. He told me he said Ward grows as a character, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, who the fuck is Ward? He was talking about Sigourney Weaver's character. That she only gives orders in the movie. That's it. And then she flies an X-wing. How is that her growing? That's just her doing stuff. I don't know anything about her as a character. I just know that she's a general of the New Republic and that she's a pilot and she's able to tell Mando where to go. That's it. That's all there is to her character. And Sigourney Weaver's so checked out in this. This is the first time, I don't know, maybe I need to watch a couple more of her movies. I've seen a lot of her movies, though. And this is the first time where I'm like, Sigourney Weaver's totally checked out in this, 100% checked out. And I'm not talking. I'm talking about like movies that she's actually in, not movies where she just does a cameo. This movie, she's not in there. She's not. She just doesn't give a fuck. And I don't blame her. There's nothing to her character. So what should she even? What can she even latch on to? There's nothing. You know what I mean? Like. She's just like a fucking Skyrim NPC. All these main characters in this are basically just Skyrim NPCs. It's baffling, man. And by the way, I would love to enjoy the action scenes in this, but they're edited like dog shit. Oh my gosh, the editing in this movie is atrocious, man. I couldn't believe it. I was like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? This is Star Wars. This is the biggest franchise on planet Earth. And you're going to release some wet dog shit. You know, I am hoping Starfighter's better, although it is directed by Sean Levy, and he has not made a movie that I've liked ever. So we'll see how that goes. I hope he proves me wrong, but this is garbage. And there's one guy I saw, man, he was wondering, oh, why do people like, a lot of the criticisms I'm seeing are criticisms you could levy at Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Raiders of the Lost Ark is doing like the same thing as this. And I'm like, bro, if you can't understand why Raiders of the Lost Ark is a way better movie than this shit, then you're cooked. I'm sorry, you're cooked. That's all I have to say about that. If people like this, that's fine. Clearly, some people do. Jeez, dude, I just want Disney to make real movies. You know what's funny about them making this riskless ass shit is that Star Wars is rooted in risk. You can't make a riskless Star Wars movie that appeases all these 4-quadrant blockbuster shit that they want to hit all the fucking time. Even people want to say that Star Wars was always designed to make toys. George Lucas took a huge risk doing that, by the way. He bet on himself, and it paid off big time. This is nothing. This is nothing. This is the most safe, generic, boring ass shit. Oh my, it's a movie for babies. Straight up. I could not believe it. I was like, this would be great to show to like a fucking 5-year-old. But, if you got a kid who's like 8 or 9 or 10 years old, they're going to probably be bored as shit by this. It's also super long. It's like over 2 hours. It's just such a fucking awful movie, man. I couldn't, even the Babu Frick guys couldn't save this. I was like, God damn, man. Even my uncle loves Star Wars. Matter of fact, he's the reason why I love Star Wars so much. He likes all this stuff. He and I watched the Darth Maul show together. He even liked The Acolyte. And I have issues with The Acolyte. I think The Acolyte's like, okay. It could have been hugely improved in a season 2. A lot of TV shows don't really find their footing till season 2, so I was disappointed that it got canceled, because I think it could have actually, like, big time improved in season 2, because there were things about The Acolyte that I think were good, like genuinely, there are things in, like, the fight scenes in The Acolyte are incredible. You know what I mean? This, however, nah, this ain't got nothing. This just, it has nothing. It's a boring slog of a movie, and at no point do they even try to make you care about these characters at all. They're just like, oh, hey, you like the show, right? Well, you're gonna like this. And it's like, why? I liked the first 2 seasons, season 3 and the Book of Boba Fett, dog shit. But, first 2 seasons of Mandalorian were pretty solid. And this, I knew, man, you know what sucks? When Luke Skywalker walked out at the end of season 2, as cool as it was, I immediately was like, you know what? I'm a little nervous. Because, and Mando season 2 had some big fan servicey stuff that I was kind of like, are they going to start? But it had like a good balance. You know what I mean? Where it was like real movie stuff and real show stuff, real character development and everything, with a few nostalgic plays. But it became pretty obvious that, like, all they care about is just nostalgia right now. This sucks, man. Even my uncle, what I was gonna say is my uncle likes Star Wars a lot. He loves it. I was gonna see this with him regardless of how I felt about it. It's always fun watching Star Wars stuff with him. When this movie was over, he did something he's never done. He leaned over to me and he went, we could have watched this on Disney Plus. And I was like, holy shit. I thought he was going to like it because I was like, yeah, you know, it's got stuff in there that he would like. But even he was like, I don't know, man, this thing sucks. And I'm like, holy crap, dude. So Disney, you've taken, like, in my opinion, like, the number one Star Wars fan that I know, he's liked all y'all's stuff, including stuff that people shit on all the time. And he didn't like this. So y'all need to sit down and ask yourselves, what are y'all doing with Star Wars? And just figure it out. You know what I mean? Just take a little bit of time. I know Starfighter's already coming out, but take a little bit of time. Figure out how to make these movies feel like events again. I actually think y'all should stop doing live action TV shows as much as I love Andor. And just do the animated stuff. That way the movies feel more special. Y'all want to have Star Wars and the Zeke guys, like, that's the thing with Star Wars, is like the movies I feel like always felt like events because there were breaks in between the movies usually. And Disney now has been like, well, here's Star Wars all the time. And they've taken the specialness away from it. And I had a feeling this was going to be a problem for them. Star Wars needs to feel special. And this doesn't feel special. This feels generic and dull and boring and lifeless. And, you know, the characters have as much depth as, like, an action figure your dad would get you from the dollar store while he was on his way home from work. This movie sucks. It just straight up sucks. I couldn't even enjoy, like, the stuff that, like, is kind of cool in this because everything else is so boring. For example, like Zeb. Zeb is in this movie. I should be hyped to see Zeb. Matter of fact, I thought at first they were doing something so smart because they have this big hero shot and it's Mando, Grogu, and Zeb walking at the beginning of the movie while the credits are going and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's smart because Mando's wearing his helmet all the time. Grogu can't talk. Here's a character who, you know, is able to, like, talk, and he can be, like, kind of the bridge. He can be, like, the personality of the crew. And he ain't got no, he's just a prop, basically. He ain't got no personality. There was a moment in here, by the way, when, like, the Hutts, they're fighting each other and stuff, and they're just, like, rolling around, and I just thought to myself, I'm like, why am I even watching this? You know what I mean? Y'all don't care. Why should I care? You know? Y'all don't give a fuck. So why should I give a fuck, man? I don't know. Even the cool stuff in this, I couldn't even give it a pass for that because it's just listless, man. It's listless. This thing, and it drags, and it's like, the reason I gave it half a star is because I didn't like it, and even the stuff that I did like about it is not enough for me to raise it because Star Wars should be so much more than this. You know what I mean? This is the biggest franchise on planet Earth, and this is what you're pumping out. Get the fuck out of here with that, okay? I'm sorry. I'm not giving Disney any freaking leniency at all. They make so much money on these movies, on all their movies, that they always have at least like $1 or $2 billion movies every fucking year at this point. I'm sure that Moana, well, I don't know, the Moana movie might actually flop, I'm not gonna lie. If it does, good. But they ain't gonna learn nothing from it because they probably got something right around the corner that's gonna make like $1 billion, and I'm be like, all right, well, we're fine now, whatever, who gives a shit. Even this movie, even though it's not doing as well as it should be doing, we're close to as well as it should be doing, it's already made its budget back. So Disney, are they really going to give a shit that people aren't going to see this? They might, but I don't know, man. You talk about, like, this is a movie that Jon Favreau deserves to be thrown in director jail for. I'm sorry. Like, you're going to throw J.J. Abrams in director jail over Rise of Skywalker? You got to throw Jon Favreau in there too. I'm sorry. Get that man. He shouldn't be allowed near a camera for the next 10 years. All right. I like Jon Favreau, but this is not the same Jon Favreau who did Iron Man. You know what I mean? This shit, or even like Swingers, man. Like, god damn, dude. I just can't believe it. I can't believe we're here with this franchise. This boggles my fucking mind, and it boggles my mind even more that people are giving it a pass, going like, I don't know, it's harmless fun, whatever. 3 stars. No, bro, this shit sucks dick. Give me something, man. Ain't nothing in here. It's boring as hell. I couldn't stand this movie, man. I've never been bored watching a Star Wars movie. As much as I don't like Rise of Skywalker, I think that movie sucks too. The characters have arcs at least, and like I said, not every movie characters have to have arcs, but you got to have something in there. It's got some good stylish directing in there, and you know, I wasn't bored. I was upset when it was done, but I wasn't bored. This was boring. So, fuck this movie. I am hoping to never have to watch it again. I might have to watch it one more time when it hits Disney Plus because my mom, I think, wants to watch it as well. And my uncle will probably want to rewatch it at some point too. But this is the type of movie where like it's gonna make me groan when it comes time to do like a big Star Wars franchise rewatch. Because it was Rise of Skywalker, but what's so funny is now when I do the big Star Wars rewatch, if I do them in release order, I have to end it on two movies that I hate. You know what I mean? And that sucks. That sucks. So Disney, you got to figure this shit out because this is garbage. So anyway, make a better movie. Just make a real movie. I'm begging y'all, please. You're not gonna make everybody happy. The grifters who yell at you guys on the internet, they're always gonna yell at you about Star Wars. It doesn't matter how good it is. I watched the fucking Nerdrotics bitch ass review, man, and he talks about how like Andor was well received and good, but then he mentions the budget, how much it cost, and he says, "Too bad nobody watched it." And I was like, just so we can get out of the way. That way, when people try to mention that Disney has done good Star Wars stuff, he can just like toss it aside. But well, nobody watched it. Who cares? He's such a fucking asshole. These people. And by the way, this is a movie made for those grifters. By the way, this is the movie they've been asking for. You know what I mean? And they still gave it bad reviews. And some of them I would listen to reviews, and some of their points I do agree with. That this is like just boring and pointless nonsense. But they always have to throw in their shit that's not, their bullshit. But this is a movie that like they should love. I mean, they're over here making all these videos about how much they hate The Last Jedi and stuff, and mentioning what they want. This is the exact movie that they've been talking about that they want, and then it comes out and they still have the audacity to say that they don't like it. They're always gonna trash on your Star Wars stuff. I'm sure when Starfighter comes out, they're gonna do the same fucking nonsense. So Disney, just tune that shit out and make your movie. Period. Just stop paying attention to what people are saying about it online. Make your movie. If it comes out and it makes a lot of money and it gets, solid reviews and stuff, then you're doing it right. Just make a real movie with real artistic decisions and like real characters that just give people a reason to care about what they're watching. That's it. You know what I mean? I'm tired of watching this stuff that's just designed to be as like unoffensive as possible. Stop doing it, okay? Because these people are gonna be mad at you regardless. Just make your movies. Period. All right? Tune that shit out. Make your movies. This is the biggest franchise of all time. You shouldn't have to listen to motherfuckers anyway. Whatever. I'm done. I'm done talking about this stupid movie. I hope to never talk about it again. It's over. It's done with. I even am having a hard time remembering some of the stuff that happened in the movie, and that just shouldn't be the case. So terrible. Anyway, the next day I saw Passenger. A lot of people are shitting on this. I thought it was okay. I mean, it's not the greatest thing ever. I think they over-explain what's going on. But it's got some good scares. One of the things I liked about this a lot, some of the jump scares are a little silly. I will say that. Some stuff in this movie is pretty silly, but who's the director on this? He did Autopsy Jane Doe. Yeah, Andre Overdahl. He does such a good job at tension and atmosphere and like the build up to scares. I think this one he didn't write or anything like this. It's written by two other guys. These guys. The issue I have with this movie is it just explains everything. And I actually think it would have been scarier if they just didn't explain what was going on. You know what I mean? But I did like this. This is good-ish. You know what I mean? People are really shitting on it. But it was a fun time. I don't think it's necessarily worth seeing in theaters. I mean, I have Regal Unlimited, so I like to see movies in theaters, but I liked it. I saw someone say it's like the worst horror movie of the year, like just period, and I'm like, we're gonna get to a movie I watched. There's 2 horror movies I watched at the end of the month that I think are way worse. So do with that as you will. By the way, speaking of horror movies, I watched this movie called Sick. I said pretty sick. That's funny. This is pretty solid. It's a slasher movie. It takes place, during the COVID lockdown and stuff. And I know you're probably rolling your eyes at that, but it was honestly pretty decent. And the reveal for like what the killers are doing was pretty good. And there's some pretty good kills in here too. Yeah, and it was like it's a quick 83 minutes. It's on Peacock. I had a good time with this one. It was written by Kevin Williamson, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and I don't know who Caitlin Crabb is. Oh, she's only written this. Okay, well, best of luck, Caitlin Crabb. Hopefully you get some more work in the future. Cause I liked this. I thought this is pretty solid as well. It's just kind of generic. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I would say that really kept me from giving it like a higher rating or whatever. But it's a fun time. I had a good time with it. You'll probably have a good time with it. Just throw it on and have a good time. That's pretty much it. So definitely not the worst movie Kevin Williamson. Definitely not the worst written by Kevin Williamson movie that I saw this month. That's for sure. Matter of fact, it kind of makes me want to raise it higher considering the other one. Then I rewatched Mandalorian Grogu. We talked about it. Didn't like it. Hate this movie. Then just to like kind of prove a point to myself, I had to like rewatch this because I was like, and I want to rewatch Serenity as well, which is the Firefly movie. This movie, for me personally, it's a 5-star movie. Oh, also, dude, I forgot. They talk about hantavirus in this and using it as a cover-up for like the actual stuff that's going on, and I thought that was so funny. Considering what's going on with that hantavirus stuff on that cruise ship and everything, which seems to have, gone the way that the experts said it would. But this movie is very good. And what's great about it is, if you've never watched an episode of The X-Files before, you can just watch this movie and you'll get it. You'll be like, oh yeah, I get it. And they do such a good job of making it feel like a movie. There's so many things that they do that they couldn't do on the show. They got big explosions. They got better special effects. But they do such a good job with the character work in this as well. They establish and set up who Scully and Mulder are right off the bat. There's all these the dialogue is fucking fantastic in this movie. I mean, the quippiness back and forth between Gillian Anderson and David Duchovny, phenomenal. David Duchovny's got some great lines. There's one where he's like at a bar with this bartender. That, like, just watch that scene. That scene is so good. And I'm like, we don't get scenes like that in movies anymore, really. You know what I mean? The writing on this movie is just like, especially dialogue-wise, peak, man, peak. There's a reason why the X-Files had people in a chokehold in the 90s, man, because it just ain't, there's nothing like it, man. X-Files is goated, dude. I'm glad Ryan Coogler's bringing it back. I'm excited to see what he does, and I'm glad we're gonna be following some new characters. But damn, dude, this movie's just good. It's just a good movie, man. You can just watch it, and you're like it completely makes sense within the context of the movie. You know what I mean? The only time really when like they have something to show up from the TV show. What are Mulder's friends called in the show? I haven't watched the show in a while. It's been like 6 or 7 years since I rewatched it, but I'm actually thinking about doing a rewatch now since I watched this again. Oh shit, man, it's not the Horsemen, is it? I don't remember. Anyway, when they show up, they don't really have too much of an introduction, but whatever. They're not really in it that much. They're just like, that they're Mulder's friends and they're there to help him out, and that's really all you need to know about them. But yeah, this is what you do when you adapt your TV show into a movie. Okay, you make it feel like a movie. You raise it up to a level that the show couldn't do. And you've got to make sure that for people who haven't watched the show, that you put context in here for why they should care. Funny enough, because I'm gonna rewatch Serenity so speaking to that, when I didn't watch Firefly before I saw Serenity. Matter of fact, I didn't even know Firefly was a show before I watched Serenity. And I thought Serenity was such an awesome movie, and I liked all the characters and stuff, that when I found out it was a show, I was like, oh my god, I gotta watch this immediately. And I'm like a huge Firefly Serenity fan. I love that stuff. Like, that's the way that like Mando and Grogu should have been done. You know what I mean? Even like if you go back to the MCU Phase 1, you watch the first Avengers movie. The way Joss Whedon structured the first Avengers movie, you could just watch the Avengers. You don't have to watch the lead up to it. The lead up to it definitely helps, for sure, don't get me wrong, but like you can just start at the MCU with the first Avengers movie. It is structured in a way where like the characters all have their introductions, they all have like, you know, pay setups and payoffs and stuff like that. Um, that's how you make movies. You know what I mean? Like this shit that we're in right now, where it's like, I hope you did your homework. I hate it. I hate it so much. It's like movies are movies, man. Stop doing this. All right. So even like if you watch like Dune Part 2 before you watch Dune Part 1, there's a lot of stuff in Dune Part 2 that you're going to like and be able to enjoy, and you're going to be like, oh, I need to watch Dune Part 1 now. You know what I mean? So just come on, bro. God, it's movie making 101 for fuck's sake. Just figure your shit out. But anyway, X-Files is great. Definitely need to watch it. I think I might actually do a rewatch. I might actually, I'm going to be going to the gym here pretty soon. Not tonight, but I'm going to be starting going to the gym again and everything. And I think I might watch, whenever I do cardio days, I might watch the X-Files while I do that. So anyway, is my camera kind of out of focus? I think it is. Oh no, we're good. Okay. Then I rewatched Insidious because the new one's coming out. Funny enough, chapter 2 and 3 I don't think are on streaming anywhere, which is annoying. So I got to find a way to watch those. I got to get a little bit of money and then I can watch them. But I do want to rewatch all of these before. I haven't even seen The Red Door or whatever, the one that's directed by Patrick Wilson. And some of these I haven't watched in a long time. But watching Insidious this time around, I was like, huh, this actually is not as great as I remember it being. And it's not as scary as I remember it being either. And it's also really gray. I forgot this is a pretty gray movie. So yeah, I liked it. It's still good. The ending's great. The performances are really good. I like the world building that they do. But this is... Oh, I wrote it here, actually. This is just Poltergeist, man. But just, like, a lot cheaper. So, you know, I had a good time with it. I will say this. It is pretty funny that they kill off, like, the franchise's, like, most beloved character in this movie. She dies at the end. What's her name? Lin Shaye's character. So, spoiler alert for Insidious, sorry. But, you know, it's good. I'm going to get the other ones rewatched so I can go see the new one. I think the new one might actually just be like kind of a standalone thing. You know, so it is what it is. Okay. All right. We're going to get to Him. I watched Him. This movie is not good. Yeah, I said it's a dumbass jock version of Suspiria. That's kind of really what it is, too. It sucks. And what's funny is, look, man, I think Marlon Wayans is really good in this. I think Tyreek Withers is good in this. I think the performances are good. Julia Fox is good. Tim Heidecker was good. But, man, this shit, I don't know. Something, it needed to be rewritten or something. It's just not, it just ain't it. That's all I really have to say about it. You know, it looks good visually. And like I said, the performances are very good. But, I don't know. I was like, whatever, bro. You know, like, I also called it. Like, I was like, I figured out how it was going to end pretty early on. I was disappointed, so it is what it is. I wish I liked it, but I didn't. All right. Now we're going to get into the big one. We're going to get into back rooms. I might make this a separate video, me talking about this. I love this shit, man. This was good. I said this is like if Valve decided to make an entire video game out of that SpongeBob episode where Squidward time travels, and that's pretty accurate, I feel like. I like this a lot. The production design is awesome. I like the pace, actually. I like that this was slower paced. I was kind of surprised that it was so slow paced. This also has some of the best found footage sequences in a movie. This did what, I don't know, some people may not have seen Blair Witch Project, but the original Blair Witch Project, it did this thing. And also, there's a few horror movies where, like, it makes you want to, like, lean forward to glance over the you know, the wall or something like that. You know what I mean? The Blair Witch Project did a very good job with that, where you were always like, oh my God, what's over there? I want to see what's over there. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, don't move it. The opening sequence to this movie, incredible. Really sets up Like I was hooked. It hooked me immediately. I know some people have been talking about how like in the first act, like near the end of the first act, they start to get a little bored. I was never bored in this, man. I like this a lot. This is exactly like my kind of horror, man. Where it's like thoughtful, it's layered. There's like multiple meanings to everything. It can be interpreted tons of ways. I've already seen tons of different interpretations of what's going on in this. There's definitely like a solid interpretation that's like I would probably say is like what was intended, and then I think there's some interpretations that like are still valid but not entirely what was intended with the movie, and that's fine. But that's why I like this movie. There's so much discussion to be had about it and what's going on. It also has one of my favorite final shots. The performances are amazing. Chiwetel Ejiofor, by the way, incredible in this movie. When I saw it the second time, I already knew what was going to happen with this character, and I was still like on the edge of my seat, going like, what's he gonna do? Please don't do this stuff, because I like him as a character. I don't want to get into spoilers, so I feel maybe I shouldn't talk about this, because he's a character who I actually really I find myself rooting for him in this movie against all odds, because like don't get me wrong, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's pretty clear that he's not the best guy. You know what I mean? They do a solid job of establishing that. And he's doing therapy for a reason. They don't really give you a reason why. Maybe he's doing it because he's trying to get his marriage back on track, or he's doing it because it was court ordered. They keep that vague as to why he's doing therapy, because he doesn't really seem like the kind of guy who would do therapy. So put it this way, there's some things I've done in my life that I'm not exactly like proud of, and I've messed up, and I've been an a-hole to people, and I've hurt people close to me and stuff like that. But I realize that, and I want to be different and fix that stuff. Clark is a guy who I'll just say he doesn't want to be different. You know what I mean? And I was kind of I'm all rewatching it the second time. I was like going like, I wish Clark would like pull his head out of his ass and stop hurting people and stuff. He talks about in the movie it's the way he's wired and stuff like that. Anyway, I don't want to get too much into it. There's also like, I'll look at it this way: him being an architect, or like a person who aspires to be an architect, is pretty smart. And there's some stuff in this that I'm like, I'm curious. Look, man, I'm actually really wanting to go back now and watch. I haven't watched any of Kane Parsons's, or I think he's called Kane Pixels on YouTube, but I haven't watched any of his Backroom stuff. I have engaged with Backrooms stuff before, because there's game. I've watched like some people play through some Backrooms games and stuff. Funny enough, when it started, I was like, oh, I wonder if Queso was gonna pop up in the corner and be like, oh Lord, but it never happened. So whatever. I wonder what he thinks about it. I haven't heard it. Maybe he hasn't seen it yet. But anyway, yeah, I just like this a lot. And the stuff I think Renate Reinsve, who's the other main character in this, I think her character doesn't have as much depth as Chiwetel Ejiofor's character, but she still has a lot going on. You know what I mean? She's not just the therapist. There's layers to her, and there's something involving a character that's close to her that I'm kind of like curious about, like if it's going to be built upon in a future movie or something like that. This stuff's cool to me, man. I like it a lot, dude. And funny enough, the Backrooms, it's such an off-putting place, but it also feels kind of like nostalgic in a way as well. And I know this takes place in 1990, and they're wearing like some gaudy 90s clothes in this. It's pretty funny. But there's just a lot of stuff going on in this movie. I don't want to like ruin it and spoil it for anybody, because it just came out. But I like this movie a lot. I know a lot of people are seeing it. I just don't want to spoil anything. I like this movie a ton. The only thing with me is that I thought the ending wrapped up a little bit too quickly. Which, considering how long the movie is, I feel like that makes sense. But for me, and also there's a moment where like there's a little bit of like, there's some stuff with Clark that we don't get to see, that, funny enough, even though I'm always talking about how I like things to be, I don't like to have to see everything, I don't like things spelled out for me. I do actually kind of wish we got to spend a little bit more time with Chiwetel Ejiofor's character and see what happened with him, in that in-between time when we weren't following him and we were following Rainsvey instead. So that's really why I gave it 4 stars, is because it, but I love this. I mean, when I rewatch it, I'm gonna try to wait until it comes out to watch it home before I rewatch it, because I don't want to get it. I don't want to like ruin it for myself. But I'm finding myself like I'm talking about it right now, and I'm finding myself wanting to go see it again. Also the way that they introduce Mark Duplass's character, great. I kind of can't believe that somebody so young made a movie this good. It's pretty impressive. This guy feels so confident behind the camera, and I'm sure that's because he's been making movies, and also he's got a lot of help on this. He's got a crazy producer list. Like, this list is insane. So it's, speaking of Sean, so funny enough with Sean Levy, I do want to give Sean Levy some credit here. He's very good at producing things. You know what I mean? He's very good at that. And his Stranger Things episodes that he directed, I do like. It's just his movies that he's directed, I'm like, God, dude, man, this shit sucks, bro. Can you please like lock in the way you do when you produce things? But yeah, when he produces, he's a smart producer. I'll just say that about him. He definitely has talent in that regard, but I don't know, his movies do not work for me, man. But it also has Giant James Wan as a producer, Osgood Perkins. It's crazy. Yeah, and then also, funny enough, Kane Parsons didn't write this. It's this guy Will Sudik, who I don't know if he's done stuff with Kane Parsons before. He probably has. He's probably friends with Kane Parsons or something like that. But I thought the script for this was really good for the most part. Some of the therapy stuff's a little too heavy-handed, but aside from that, man, this movie rules, dude. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sitting here talking about it, and I'm like, man, I might actually just end up bumping this up to 4.5 stars. But I'm gonna try my best to not see it again. Wait until it's like I can watch it at home or whatever. I'm really curious, because you know what's interesting about this? My uncle doesn't really like horror movies. He thinks they're stupid a lot of the time. You know what I mean? And I don't really blame him. Horror is not for everybody. But he does like movies that are kind of creepy, and this movie's creepy as shit. You know what I mean? So I do kind of hope I can convince him to watch it with me whenever it comes out, to watch it home, because he's gonna watch Iron Lung with me when he gets home on Wednesday. So that's cool. Me, him, and my mom are gonna watch Iron Lung on Wednesday, and I will be reviewing Iron Lung. It'll be my second time watching it. I was a little bit stoned when I watched it the first time, which I didn't do a review, but I will be doing a review. But Backrooms is super good. I'm instead of calling this a review, I'm gonna call it a thoughts video, but I'll post my thoughts on it as a separate video. But man, this shit's dope. Kane Parsons, he's got like, I don't want to say he's the new Spielberg. I really don't. But there's been a lot of young filmmakers in the past. Actually, one of my favorite filmmakers, Sam Raimi, he started off making features very young as well. But yeah, every now and then you get a guy who just is like, this is what I want to do. I'm doing this. And they're just locked in. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think Kane Parsons is that guy. I'm very excited to see whatever he does next, whether it's backroom stuff or whether he wants to do something else. Also, I haven't watched too many interviews with him yet, but I got a feeling he's a big like Half-Life or Portal fan, because the way that like the science-y stuff works in this, especially like the ending, I was like, this dude would make a really good Half-Life or Portal movie. I feel like, not to throw him in the deep end of IP or whatever, but if Valve ever finally is like, okay, we'll start letting people adapt our games, I think Kane Parsons is your guy. You know what I mean? So this shit rules, man. I'm very excited to see this again. I'll just say that. And funny enough, this movie's so good that this is tough, because it is horror and the Oscars are weird when it comes to horror. Sometimes it gets, and I feel this way with Obsession as well. I do think Obsession, there's a couple things that it could potentially get nominated for whenever the Oscars come around. Not like Oscars really care all that. Not like Oscars really matter all that much. There's all kinds of Oscar-winning movies that I hate, like Bohemian Rhapsody, for example. But I think this is a lock-in for production design. It's got to get nominated for production design at least. I mean, that's like the whole movie. If the production design on this wasn't good, like, the movie falls apart. You know what I mean? But I also am rooting for Chiwetel Ejiofor to get nominated for Best Actor. I don't know if he's got another movie coming out this year or not, I think he's very underrated. I'm every time I watch him in a movie, I'm like glued to the fucking screen. This guy's, there's a reason he's Oscar nominated. You know what I mean? And by the way, for this guy to get two Oscar nominated actors as his leads, that's like, it's like, yeah, like, man, I don't know. He just locked in. This is good stuff. This is really, really good stuff. I'm so glad people like this a lot and that it's doing so well at the box office and everything. Because, with a movie like this, man, it could go one of two ways, where it just doesn't hit at all, and then, we don't we don't get any more, and he just has to go back to making YouTube stuff. But I like this a lot, man. There's one shot at the end. No, no, no. Hopefully, this is like a very mild spoiler, but there's like a entity in the back rooms, and there's a great shot near the end of the movie that kind of reminded me of like Jurassic Park 3 a little bit, where it's chasing Renee Rensvy's character, and she like looks back and it's like standing like real ominously for a second before it starts moving towards her, and I was like, God, that's so creepy. you know and I liked the entity a lot, and it also fits in well with what the movie is about and what they're and it's very, I don't want to spoil it. I'm not gonna say anything. But yeah, 4 stars out of 5. This movie rocks. I might end up even raising it 4.5 whenever I see it again. I fuck with this. I fuck with this quite a bit. This is like, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of when I watched The Shining for the first time. You know what I mean? And I was just so enamored, and I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta like engage with everything in this movie. You know what I mean? This movie makes you engage with every aspect of it. I like this a lot. This is my jam. So I actually, yeah, now that I think about it, man, I might end up raising it. I gotta see it again. But I gotta try and control myself because I don't want to see it. I don't know. I might have to see this a third time in theaters. I like this a lot. I wish this was like in IMAX. Man, I really do. Or like 4DX. I think 4DX for this actually could have been pretty cool. It would have jostled you around a lot for sure. But I think 4DX for this would have been kind of neat. Maybe for the sequel. I don't know. I think they're definitely gonna make another one of these though. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Kane Parsons does next, and I'm gonna be watching in my free time. I'm gonna go and watch his shorts on YouTube. I dig this stuff a lot. I finally get it because I've watched people play Backrooms games before, and I'm kind of like, I don't know, this stuff's kind of lame. This movie it clicked for me. I was like, I get it now. I get the appeal. This is cool. And it's weird and creepy and off-putting. And it feels like a dream as well. Sorry, I keep ranting about this. I'm sorry. I'm gonna end it here in a second, but it feels like some dreams I've had. There's one part in particular with Renee Rainsby's character where I was like, oh my God, I've had a nightmare like this before. And in the start of the movie as well, I was like, this is like, I've had nightmares like this before. So it was really effective for me. I like this a lot. And I saw it both on a gummy and sober, and it was great both times. You know what I mean? That like never happens. So yeah. And the first time I saw it was Thursday night opening, and theater was packed, and it was like late too. You know what I mean? I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh. And it was such a fun theater experience too. It was so fun. Like I like this one a lot, and I like how ambiguous it is at times. It doesn't hold your hand. It just lets you engage with it. And I don't know. I love this movie. I can't recommend this highly enough. Go see Backrooms if you haven't seen it. The shit fucks. So anyway, that's my thoughts on Backrooms. Great movie. God, I kind of want to see it again. All right, and then I watched Scream 7 because it was on Paramount Plus. And I told myself I'd watch it when it hits Paramount Plus. I didn't want to support this in theaters. I just said ew. Oh gosh. Yeah, why does it say? Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I forgot. Anyway, all right. So here's the thing. This movie's garbage. It's just awful. I mean, you know what's funny? I'm just gonna spoil the ending. The ending is that like the killers are using AI deep fake stuff to trick Sydney or whatever, and they say like, "Oh, it would be dumb if Stu Macher was still alive." I'm gonna be real with you. Um, it would have been better if Matthew Lillard was just alive. You know what I mean? And he was. I always thought that it would be more interesting to bring Stu back, and he's not like a bad guy anymore. You know what I mean? I always thought that would be interesting to explore. Um, but this movie didn't do anything interesting at all. And actually, funny enough, I like Matthew Lillard a lot, but he's really one note in this, unfortunately. Not like, he had much of a choice. Um, Dude, yeah, this is the most fuck you movie. I couldn't stand this shit. You know, they had such good momentum going with Scream 5 and 6. I thought Scream 5 was okay. Scream 6 I thought was incredible. And funny enough, this franchise was able to bring in new characters that people also really, that like hardcore fans of the franchise stuff also liked. I'm sure there's people who didn't like them and blah, blah, blah. But that's so rare. You know what I mean? It's so rare for like look what happened with the Star Wars sequels, for example. We were just talking about Star Wars. The new characters get hated on all the time by the fan base. And I don't see that happening in the Scream fan base. And for them to just chuck it out the way, chuck it into the garbage basically with this movie and firing Melissa Barrera and stuff and everything, just awful. And then like the other two characters that they brought in, who were in the, hang on a second, they got those other two from 5 and 6 in this as well. Mason Gooding and and Jasmine Savoy Brown, and they just don't even feel like the same characters. You know what I mean? I was like, what's the point in even bringing them here? And then straight up, I shit you not, Courtney Cox just disappears at a certain point because they were like, well, how are we going to fit her in with this? And I'm like, what? I don't know, man. This whole movie just didn't work for me. I don't even want to get into talking too much about it, but the reveal of the two killers I called as well, hilariously enough, because I was like, well, why would they cast these, like, because they're like, for me, they're recognizable enough that I was like, well, wait a minute, why would you cast them if that's all they're gonna be here for? You know what I mean? The one killer in particular I was, and then like the way they try to toss you off the scent of her being the killer. And they have their son dying. He has the coolest death or whatever, but her son dies, and I was like, oh, I guess it's not those two after all, or it's not her at least, because he died. And then the way they like explain why she's okay with him dying, I was like, that's fucking, get the fuck out of here with that, man. Because like, what what are you talking about? For me, Scream might be over. This is the first Scream movie that I actually don't like. So, whatever. I mean, like, I like them all to different degrees, don't get me wrong. But I think this legit is the first Scream movie that you can be like, this one's bad. Just straight up. And they just need to stop. Don't make any more of these. But they're going to make more because it made a shitload of money. So, whatever. Didn't like it. I think Kevin Williamson should be really embarrassed with this one. I'm sorry. I like him a lot, but this shit ain't it, bro. I know you came in last minute and stuff, but this just isn't it, man. This whole thing was, I just couldn't believe it. And then they have like a fucking like rolling out old cast members nostalgia moment at the end too, and I was like, fuck you, man. Just fuck off, I was like, get out of here with that. Anyway, I didn't like it so much that I was like, I gotta go see Backrooms again. I was like, I gotta watch this movie again. Yeah. So anyway, watch that. We're not going to talk about this one too much. This was an okay documentary. If you don't know anything about the Manosphere, this is good. But if you know stuff about the Manosphere, then this is kind of like redundant. You know what I mean? It was fun watching this with my mom and having her say like, "Wait, people watch this shit? What the hell?" It was really funny. But anyway, then I watched Psycho Killer to end out the month, and I said, "Oof, this could have been good, man." I don't know what happened with this one. It's the directing or something about it, but I think all the elements are there for it to be good, and it just was like, blah, Also, the ending is hilarious. Like, his whole like plot is hilarious. I'll just go ahead and tell you guys, because this actually is one of the worst horror movies of the year. That Passenger, anyone telling you that's one of the worst ones of the year, teach their own and everything, but when shit like this has come out, it's like, yeah, man, this is the one that's like, ugh. And also Scream 7 as well. Um, yeah, man. Also, Malcolm McDowell's in this, and it just made me realize, like, he'll just do whatever he wants. You know what I mean? He's just gonna be in, he's just in whatever at this point. You know what I mean? His character is so. I just kept wondering. I was like, why did you cast Malcolm McDowell in this? You know what I mean? When his name popped up in the credits, I was like, oh, this will probably be pretty good. It was not. So whatever. And I like Georgina Campbell, man. I think she's a good actress, and she's good in this, but this movie ain't it. And the killer's voice is so hilarious. It's so deep and like it's trying too hard. You know what I mean? I couldn't believe it. And then also, so the plot in this is like he's a psycho killer. All right, he's a psycho and he wants to kill people and blah blah. He's like a Satanist and worships Satan and all this stuff and blah blah blah. Um, Look, this movie's not without merit. Don't get me wrong. And if people watch this and if someone if you watch this and you like it, that's cool. Whatever. But man, he gets this idea in his head that he wants to, like go out with like not just like a suicide, but also taking out like a lot of people as well. So he decides he's gonna blow up a nuclear power plant or whatever. He's gonna blow himself up inside a nuclear power plant and cause it to like basically like do like a whole like second Chernobyl type event. And I'm just like, what? He's doing what? And I just started laughing because I was like, that's so goofy, man. Like, you know, and also those places got so much like the way he gets in and stuff. I'm like, I guess it's kind of realistic, but I also was like, I know those places got security out the fucking ass. So, you know, I was like, whatever, bro. You know, it had a couple good moments, don't get me wrong. I liked the beginning of it, and all that, but this was, and it was a good moment when like Georgina Campbell almost gets him at one point because she's trying to get revenge for him killing her husband at the start of the movie, and she's chasing him down and stuff, and she almost gets him in this hotel and everything. That was pretty good. There's some solid stuff in this, and I can tell that it's from the writer of Seven at times, but at other times I'm like, this feels pretty first drafty. You know what I mean? And they just dusted it off and said, let's make this. It could have been something, man. It could have been something. They should have just tightened it up, I feel like, and it would have been good. It would have been a good time, but this just wasn't it. So unfortunately, May ended on a bit of a whimper because I watched this. I actually watched this after I watched the Louis Theroux documentary. I just forgot to log the Louis Theroux documentary. Which is why it's after. But yeah, this is the last thing I watched in May, and it's whatever. You know what I mean? So anyway, guys, that's my Letterboxd recap for May. Yeah, let me know what you think of some of these movies, and also feel free to leave a comment down below with whatever your favorite movie that you watched in May was. And you know, do you agree with me about the new Star Wars movie sucking balls? Let me know. I'm curious. Obviously, I'm not the only one because it ain't making too much more money, to be real with you. I think everyone who saw it, who wanted to see it, has already seen it, and now it's Obsession and Backrooms time. And I think He-Man's going to do well, too. I think He-Man's actually going to be surprisingly good. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm seeing that Thursday, and I'll have my review up. I'll review it Friday, and then I'll have it up on Saturday. So, anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. All right. Let's play some games. Finally. Sorry, I yapped for a long time there. Give me a sec. Let me switch my stuff here. I got to get a new Star Wars background. I mean, not a new background. I got to switch. It's June now. It's not May anymore, so I got to switch my Star Wars backgrounds to something else. Give me a sec, guys. We're gonna play this. Where's this game going again? Dread Neighbor. Yeah. I'm gonna play this. Let me change the game to let me type in Dread Neighbor real quick. I'm gonna do games and demos. Whoops. Games and demos. All right, we're gonna do games and demos. Switch Oh, let me turn off my Xbox. I'm sure Invincible Versus is installed at this point. All right, it's 10 o'clock. I don't think this game is too long. I'll turn off my light there so it gets nice and dark in here. There we go. Beans. Alrighty. We're going to play this now. Okay, hang on a sec, guys. I'm messing around with my stuff. Okay, all right. I can see the chats and everything. This is good. I'm gonna move my phone over here. All right. I'm gonna play Dread Neighbor. Oh, I got this. Have I shown you guys the the Darth Vader background I got here? It's pretty cool looking. So, anyway, let me go ahead and start this up. We're gonna get back to playing some short horror games. Shouldn't there be sound? Lock it at 60. Height. We'll leave it at medium. Give me a sec, guys. Let me get the sound going for you guys. There's no sound right now, which has me concerned. Let me Oh, we gotta watch the end of Oak Street trailer. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that after this. I wonder what's going on with this. I wonder if there's supposed to be sound in the menu or not. All right. I'm gonna do my intro for YouTube. Hello, YouTube. How's it going? We're playing this Dread Neighbor. It's been a little bit since we played like a short little spooky game, so this will be fun. We played Dread Flats from this developer. We haven't played the other one, but I like Dread Flats for the most part. Hopefully this one is scary as well. So let's check it out. All right, let's play this. Let me get my chat back up. Okay, cool. All right, let's do it. Confirm. We'll just leave it like that because I don't want it to be too dark. Okay, here's the sound. Here we go. Violent and thrilling scenes, so please play with caution. A month ago, due to severe sleep disorders, I moved into this remote and cheap apartment. But after moving in, I realized that the apartment is surrounded by a cemetery. No wonder there are almost no residents. Strange events that followed made my insomnia even worse. I bet. How are we doing on the audio, guys? An inmate has recently escaped custody and remains at large. Residents are advised to take necessary security precautions to prevent any blah blah blah. The signal is terrible today. Alright. We're off to a good start here with this one. Oh, my controller's not even plugged in. Name is Lily. Pleasant Harbor Apartments. Do I have a flashlight? What's that noise? Is that my footsteps? Oh, we got some ladies on the ground here. Why don't you pick those up? Can we crouch? No, we cannot. Bro, it is dark in here. What in the world? Jeez. Our seat is like kind of up too. What's up with that? Then shut all the way. Right, we ain't got no reflection. We're a vampire in this game. I'm gonna turn my sensitivity down. Jeez Louise, what in the world? Let's do like right there. What? That's fine. I can do that. How dark is it for you guys? Is it pretty dark? We can see it. You guys can see it pretty good. Okay, cool. And our footsteps are loud, bro. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, we got a broken... What? Who broke this? Why did the glass just shatter out of nowhere? That's a great question, actually. My phone's ringing. I don't know. We got more important stuff to deal with. Like, who's gonna clean up this glass? Where's my phone? Yo, where's my phone? Where is it? What in the world? It's in the toilet? What the hell? Why is my phone here? Did I drop it without noticing? Ouch, it's completely broken now. Ouch, what? I'll just rest for today. Maybe take it in for repair tomorrow. We're cooked. It's done. It's over. So what are we doing? Gonna clean this up? No? Okay. Pills here. What am I supposed to do again? What did she say? The fuck? What's going on? Why did the music kick in like that for? What are we doing? What do I got? What do I need to do here? Can I turn the TV back on? I want the TV back on. No, turn some damn lights on, lady. What in the world? Why do people live like this in these games, man? What are we doing, man? What? I'm like trying to figure out. Oh, we're just gonna go to bed. Isn't this my house key? The one I lost last week? Oh my god. So it was here. Lady, you got the survival instincts. What? Who's there? Better check the house one more time. Are you for real? Lady. How did that fall, by the way? I don't know, man. Maybe this chick deserves to die. She is like a capital M moron, man. What the world? Can we look out the peephole or something? These noises are driving me mad. Psychiatrist says I have delusional disorder, but those medicines are completely useless. After months of treatment, the hallucinations have only gotten worse. Once this illness eases up a bit, I will move. If I don't take the medicine, it'll be even worse. I'll just rest after taking it. Sure. Sure. Okay. I mean, this isn't just noises, though. Like, shit is happening in our apartment. Like... Sure, I'll lay down. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. Somebody in my house trying to kill me, and I'm just like, oh, let's just chill out. Oh, shit. Strange noises again. I'm going to lose my mind if this keeps up. It's not just noises, though. What do you mean? Do we have a flashlight somewhere? Of course not. I can't see shit, dude. Oh my god. We have a lighter. Oh boy. A lighter. How useful. Let's check the room. Let's not say we did. Hey, our mirror got turned around. I know we didn't do that. Oh my god, this person. Cannot be serious. What is that? Where'd my little bunny go? My bunny is gone. Why'd the music change? We got shit to eat. Oh my god, we are starving. Oh my goodness. What is this? Oh man. Well, those are... What the f... Wait a minute, where'd that stuff go? I really thought I was gonna turn around. He's gonna be there. We're gonna open the door. The door is locked. It really doesn't mean anything, to be real. Didn't find anything. Am I just being paranoid? No! My head hurts so much. I should go back and try to go to sleep again. So does this person have like psychosis or something? Is that why they think that this is like normal? I mean, your little bunny thing is in the shower, bro. The hell? Oh, it's raining pretty hard, I guess. Well, it won't let me go back to bed. Well, the TV came on. Well, then the power's not out, then. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh, you gotta be... What? I should just go back to sleep. Yeah, right. I would just be up all night. Ain't no way. Yeah, let's just go back to sleep. Let's just ignore it. Okay, I know you saw that, right? Is she getting out of bed? Are you for real? Wait. Wait, what the hell? Where are we? What? It's been raining nonstop lately. Erg. Or for fixing my phone, I wouldn't even go out. But my phone still isn't fixed today. So we're the same person, then. Oh, what? Dude, I can't see nothing. Hey, who was that? I don't appreciate this. Wait, what is going on? This is hilarious. Okay. Or rent, single room, $250 a month. Contact 15. Not $250 a month ain't bad. That's pretty cheap. If it weren't for the cemetery around here, it probably wouldn't be this cheap. I want to move away from here. I don't know, man. I could put up with a lot of bullshit for $250 a month. You know what I mean? Maybe not a serial killer in my apartment building, but definitely a lot of bullshit. Better not wander around. Open, open, open. Well, hello there. Would you like to get on the elevator as well? Bye now. Door closed, door closed, door closed. Thank you. Oh, hell no. Come on. Quit. Come on, game. Don't be doing this. Don't be playing with me like this. I can play this game all night, baby. Let me out. Oh my god. Yeah, of course. Of course he gets us. Who's there? What? I'm sorry. Okay. This doesn't even make sense. We're over here like, who's there? What do you mean, who's there? Okay. Of course. Oh. Oh no. Bro. Now you need to go get that $250 deposit back, man. Of course. Need to get downstairs and call the police fast. Okay. I'm pressing shift. It's not letting me go very fast. Alright, well, we're cooked then. We are dead. God dang, man. He killed the crap out of us, man. There is no way we're still alive. No way, dude. Oh, so we're dead? It's happening again, that feeling. Oh. There's a pair of eyes behind me, hidden in the dark, staring at me with pure malice. It started in the apartment, and now it's even followed me to work. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Especially with all the overtime lately. We're Anna Fashion Design Studio. Let's see how far this goes. Oh, that scared. These little mannequins scared me, dude. What are we doing? Oh. That's strange. Who would be calling this late? Just hang up. Jesus. I should keep working. Sure. Anyway. Just type gibberish for a little while. I don't even know what's on the screen here. Oh. Someone else here is still working overtime. Well, I think it's time to clock out, right? Time to clock out, yes? Oh. Hello? Hello? Yo, I can't see nothing, dude. I'm just supposed to wait until he jump scares the crap out of me? Hello. Who's there? We should not be here, yeah? Switch on the mains. Circuit breaker should be near the entrance. But where is the entrance? I've never been here before. Oh, hello. Nice thinking there, buddy. The escaped murderer remains at large. According to reports, the suspect is diagnosed with severe antisocial personality disorder. Antisocial personality disorder, also known as psychopathy or sociopathy, is characterized by extreme aggression, poor social adaptation, and a high tendency toward violence. It is considered one of the most dangerous personality types to society. Citizens are advised to take precautions and ensure their personal safety. Cool. I wish we could run fast. Like, what in the world? Going so slow, man. So let's see how far this goes. Switch on mains, office area, reception area, by the window. Are you serious? I'm going to find... What are you talking about? You're going to find me. I mean, you're going to find them. That's stupid. Just get out of here, lady. Guys, I gotta use the bathroom. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. Let me get a video and stuff for you guys real quick. Hang on. First of all, let me do BRB. Second of all, do you know what? We need to finish the floor above. I think we're gonna do that. Understand. All right, you guys. Let me see. Between like 30 minutes to an hour long, so we shouldn't be here playing it too long. But let me go ahead and change. I'll be right back. The info here. We'll do. Hang on a second. Okay. 4 followers. All right, we're going games and demos. Okay, games and demos. Okay, I'll be right back, you guys. Cool. Alrighty. Did my stream crash? No, it didn't, but it looked like it did for some reason. That was weird. Let me see something real quick. Everything okay? Yeah. Weird. Okay. I don't know why it did that for. Okay, so we've been streaming for about 30 minutes. It didn't take too long to review that movie. Okay, guys. All right, it's paused. That's why it's throwing me off. It's because I have it paused on Twitch. Okay. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna play this subsumed game. This is a claustrophobic first-person horror game about crawling through a dark, winding cave system in search of 3 missing divers. Got mostly positive. It came out back in January. Developed by Hazy, and its publisher is Hazy and Adjective Noun. So that's pretty cool. But it looks really fun and really dope. I'm kind of excited to check this out. Yeah, let's go ahead and start it up. We got a lot of indie horror games and stuff to play. So we're gonna be playing those every, you know, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. Even though we're playing one tonight, we're gonna play another one when I come back online after tonight. Okay. Oh shit. Oh, I can hear it already. Okay. That's funny. Done. All right. Let me get the audio for you guys. Let's see. Game capture. Subsumed. Bang. Okay. Here we go. Let's go to settings. Quality. Ultra, baby. Let's do it. How loud is it to you guys? Oh, it's not that bad. Okay. Shadows. And we'll just leave it at high. And then language. Okay, very cool. There's no choice as far as capping the frame rate or anything goes, but that's alright. What's an extra? Ooh, interesting. Okay, I don't know what any of that is. Okay, before we start this up, I'm gonna turn off my light. And then let me do my intro for my VODs channel. Hello, welcome to Blended Caramel. Appreciate you guys being here. We're gonna play Subsumed. I saw Markiplier post this on YouTube, and I was like, you know what? I clicked on it because I was like trying to chill, and within the first like 5 minutes, I was like, this looks like a game I would like to play on stream. So I immediately picked it up, even though we got tons of games we need to play. But this looks like a lot of fun. I think we're gonna have a good time with this one. We are playing a cave diver, trying to save other cave divers. So don't try this at home. Otherwise, you'll end up on the news, probably. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this started up. I think it's going to be pretty cool, pretty creepy, pretty fun, pretty neat. All that good stuff. Anyway, if you're watching later, make sure you like and subscribe, turn on the notification bell, all that good stuff. Let's start this bad boy up. Been a little bit under the weather the last couple days, so bear with me a little bit tonight.
Cape Scott. Boyfriend's supposed to be home by 5. Girlfriend calls at 6. You know, looks like he was in a party of 3, so there'll probably be someone waiting.
I'm only hearing this.
I'm sending you the location now. Call me back when you're on the way.
Is it supposed to be like that?
I'm most likely looking at either a split in the group or everyone just getting lost.
It's only playing in my left ear
with how simple the caves are up there. Anyway, quick inventory check. Camera, headlamp, and whiteboards. You're gonna have to go without a map this time. Looks like no one bothered to go down there till now. Whiteboard use is encouraged to be very liberal. Sending in a second diver to find you is just not something I want to deal with. Camera use is encouraged. Just make sure you capture anything of note. And, what else?
like
headlamp.
Opening
should have a battery life of about 2 hours. That's pretty much it. I'll be waiting at the entrance about an hour after you dive. Good luck.
Yeah, it's still doing it. Hang on, let me pull up, hang on a sec, guys. is it? That's funny. Hang on a sec, guys. Let me pull up a YouTube video real quick and see if the audio is doing that on YouTube. Because then that just means that my headphones are messed up. When did that happen? When did this happen? I literally just used these this morning. What the fuck? Oh. That's not good. Hang on a sec, guys. That's not good at all. I think I should definitely get some new headphones now that I've experienced that. Huh. That sucks. Well, let's well, it's working now. But that makes me nervous. Okay. So we got 2 hours. How do I know where I'm going? Also, I can't turn. Ruh-roh. Q and E. That's weird. Hang on. What's to the right? Nothing. That's what I thought. Well, this is cool. I like this. Oh. How do I use the whiteboards? Is it going to tell me how to use the whiteboards? What was that? Something was definitely crawling around just a second ago. There's whispers going on too. How do I use the whiteboard? 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 I guess it will tell me later. Okay, then. This is so funny. How do I... Okay, I don't really need the whiteboard so I can write directions down. Settings? I'm sorry, that's not what I wanted. Controls. It... Okay, alright. We'll just deal with it. I don't know, man. I'm scared. I guess we'll just keep going straight. It led to a turn. Oh, shit, man. How do I use a whiteboard? I'm pressing so many buttons. G. It's G. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, alright. How do I... Stop it. Whatever. We'll just have the blank whiteboard there. Alright, alright, alright. Buddy. Where am I right now?
I'm back.
Let's go this way.
Camera back on
The
here.
sound design is All right, dead end. All right, we'll put a whiteboard. I'm so afraid that I'm going to turn around and see something just... Okay. Very scary. What's happening? Why can't I pause this? That was weird. All right. We'll react to this in a minute. Okay. All right, we're good. We're good. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. I think we're gonna save it. We're gonna save Invincible Versus for let me see. Let me see what my schedule's like. Hang on a sec, guys. We'll do Invincible Versus on Tuesday tomorrow. After the Sony State of Play, we'll do that, and then we'll switch to Marathon. Yeah. I think that's what we'll do. That way we can do the campaign, and that way we can play... We can practice and then play some online on Saturday. Yeah. That's a good idea. Because Saros is pretty much just... We're going to play Echo Paradox and Thursday we're going to play Echo Paradox and Saros. And then Friday we got Summer Games Fest. Some of my streams times are starting pretty early this week because of Summer Games Fest and the Sony State of Play and stuff. We'll probably end up streaming on Sunday as well, but that's next week. So for the Xbox, we'll just stream the Xbox showcase and probably the PC game show, and then that's it. I don't know. It depends on how long the PC game show is. I'll have to look, see how long it is. I'm really excited for the Xbox one though. We're gonna get our first look at the new Gears game, and I think they're probably gonna announce a release date for the new Halo as well. Or the new Halo. I'm still excited, but it's not new. Alright, we got the reception area at the window. This game's okay so far. It's not as scary as Dread Flats was. Sound okay? Okay, cool. We're back. We're back. Dude, all these little mannequins and stuff. This is the reception area, right? Hello. What am I doing? Like, this is the reception area, right? I don't see anything. Oh, jeez Louise. Okay. Dude, I swear I saw something to interact with over here. What in the world? I feel like I'm running around like a headless chicken. Well, now it went away. Alright, well, let's just, That's weird, there's no one anywhere. Hurry to the warehouse, finish the last tasks, and do what? I'm sorry, I feel like this is a time to call our boss and be like, I'm not gonna be finishing our work tonight because, there's a serial killer trying to kill me. He'd probably be like, that's not my problem. If you clock out, you're fired. I need to check inventory in the warehouse. This doesn't seem very important right now. I'm sorry. I thought the... Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, guys. I thought that guy was there. Jesus. Finally done. I should hurry home. Yeah, you should have done that a long time ago, honestly. Like, these people are not... These characters are just idiots, man. They got no survival skills at all. You should be breathing. Who are you? If you call again, I'm calling the police. You should just call the police now. That's an option in this game? Just call them now. 911. Look, I'll even do it for you. Look, it's not that hard. Okay. 911. Look, police are on their way. Look at that. Look how easy that is. Like, some of y'all just want to die. What the fuck? What the hell? What was that? I can't stay here any longer. Yeah, turn... What the f... Yeah, let's go, lady. He locked it. No? You see nothing, dude. Oh, the elevator again. Hurry up. This elevator sucks. No. Thank you. Where's the buttons? Ah. Ah. We're dead. And honestly, you know what? We kind of deserve it. You know what I mean? I ain't never seen a character be this... These characters are just idiots. Quit squeaking that toy, man. Oh my gosh. Shush. Stop it. I'm out of here. That's annoying. Our phone, the flashlight ain't even coming on, man. What in the world is this? Oh, hello. He was down there like... That's hilarious. Oh, man. Okay, this is very funny. We should just ignore that, right? Now let's look in there. Fuck it. Jump scare? Oh yes, I was right. Let's go. Let's get out of here. This guy's kind of tall. That's a little scary. Oh, let's get out of here. Let's go. We ain't gonna make it. This guy's like a ghost, man. What in the world? I don't really understand. Of course. Why is it chained up for? What the hell? Oh. Wait a minute. What's the point of her holding her phone out like this if the light ain't even on? You know what I mean? You can get through there, come on. Well, this is just more stairs, though. What? Oh no. Wait, how do I get those? Do I need to go up? Over on this side? Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Broski. I guess we'll... Jesus, man. For real? Golly. Okay. Everything's fine. We're up. Everything's fine here, okay? We're gonna be okay. Damn! You just don't have a chance. That's another one down. Another one bites the dust, man. Picked off like flies here. Fugitives who escape... Oh my gosh. Residents in suburban regions are advised to avoid going out alone at night and blah blah blah. Where have all the fish gone tonight? Okay, we're playing as a... What the... Broski. Is this guy for real? Oh, let me just be out here in the middle of... fucking nowhere. Lately the fish in the river don't seem hungry at all. Oh, I got a shoe. That's nice. Oh, here we go. Dude, turn on the radio or something, man. Oh, God. Is that fish dead? Yeah, I was about to say. That's bad luck. Is it? Yeah, I guess so. I guess it would be. Yeah, me too. I'm over here. I guess I'll head back for today. Yeah, you know what? This guy's smarter. He's like, yeah, well, fuck that. He said today as if it's not like the next day or whatever. We're out here in the freaking woods and in the dark, in the middle of the night. You fool. We didn't even really catch any fish, man. It's not worth it. Buddy's gargling on some water there, huh? Why are we even out here this late? What in the... It's just a terrible idea. Like in every way of... Oh my gosh. They're splashing like crazy. Oh. Oh, I see. We're not supposed to be here. Like, he's not after us. Oh, now he is. Well, we're cooked. Oh, hello. Let's go the other way. Oh my god, are we really gonna run this slow? Oh my... And these characters deserve to die, man. I've been feeling really uneasy these days. Now we're playing as Sherry in the Pleasant Harbor apartments. Like I'm constantly being... Okay, but at least I'm finally moving out. All the misery here will be over soon. Man, I feel bad for Felix, though. I'll just enjoy my last birthday in this apartment. I mean, dude didn't even really catch any fish. He's out there minding his own business. Maybe he should have minded his business a little more, but, you know. It is what it is. Poor guy. Alright, I'm sure Sherry's gonna bite the dust too, to be honest. God, I was about to say. Why aren't they here? Yo, is that bag moving? Are you you're not curious about that at all? Okay. Sure. God damn. These apartments look like ass. move out tomorrow. Let's turn on all these lights real quick. Regarding the recent cases of missing women living alone, they are suspected to be connected to the previously escaped convict. Police are conducting a full-scale investigation. Oh, okay. Dude, even with the lights on, it's still dark as hell in here. That is so funny. Okay. The lighter is by the door. Why didn't we grab it when we first came in? The lights are going to go out as soon as I pick this up. I'm surprised they didn't. I'm not going to lie. It's my last birthday here. It's going to be your last birthday ever. Someone's clapping. Right? Oh, this jump scare is gonna be fierce. Fuck, dude, that got me pretty good. Oh my gosh. I thought it was gonna be like way worse. Oh god. That's one of the women we were... Okay. Well, let's try and get Sherry out of here. Unlike all the other characters who... Oh god. That was kind of loud. Oh yeah, we need to get out of here. No. I don't think so. Bro. Just bust it open. Let's go. Escape. Okay, you don't have to tell me twice. I think I'm gonna need whatever's in that box, so... Of course. I need like a screwdriver, I think. Can't go through this? For real. That is a reflection of a light. Okay, what am I supposed to do then? Come on, man, what the hell? Maybe she's got something on her body, maybe? No? I can't, like, interact with anything in here. What's this? Oh. Yo, it's a hammer and pliers. I really can't use that? Okay, well, this is kind of annoying. Yeah, I know it's locked. Can I grab the plier? Oh. Jeez. We really gotta do one finger at a time, are you for real? Okay, see you later. That's not the key that I need. Okay. Isn't that like the spare key to the apartment, though? That's not, shouldn't be for anything in here, right? I mean, is it for this door for real? There's no way, right? It is. What? I can't interact with that at all. Can't interact with this at all. Okay. Interesting. There's no way. Dude, I hear it. What? Yeah, like I knew that was gonna happen. Okay. Damn, dude. Everybody's dying. What the hell? This game's a little longer than I thought it would be. The hell? Ever since I was little, I've been able to see things other people can't. Because of that, I've always been distant. This apartment, a great many souls gather. Now there are eyes growing on my ceiling. I didn't move into some kind of haunted place, did I? Well, what do you think? Sophia Pleasant Harbor Apartments. We need to get out of this apartment building. Oh, is it already this late? I should take out the trash. Let's start with the litter box. Recently, multiple red suitcases containing dismembered human remains have been recovered from a river. Most of the deceased are young women. Anyone with information is urged to contact the police as soon as possible. Okay. Start with the litter box, eh? Well, see, technically we don't live alone. We have a cat. You know? No, we should be safe. Where's this litter box now? Litter box, where are you? Is it in the bathroom? Nope. Oh. Ugh. Clean up all the trash. Are you, man? Come on. I don't like it when these horror games do this. It's like, do chores. Do chores and then scary will happen. Oh, look, kitty. Chilling. I'm surprised none of my cats have come in here while I'm streaming, to be honest with you. I'm leaving the door open now. Alright, I should go throw this out. Of course. This elevator's gonna mess up too, right? Oh my god. Hurry up, elevator. Oh. Ah, it's the lady next door. I see her in the elevator quite often. She doesn't seem very approachable. But that's because she is dead. Oh, shit. Yeah, I need to get a little bit of sleep. That's the only reason I'm not doing Invincible Verses after this, because I need to get a little bit of sleep so I can start on time tomorrow and everything. Probably start about 3:45-ish so we can set everything up ahead of time. Then we'll play Invincible Verses, then we'll play Marathon. I'm excited to play through the campaign of Invincible Verses, and I'm excited to try out Marathon. I hope it's good. I would not take out my trash at night if this is what my apartment complex looked like at night. I'm just gonna be honest. It would be a daytime only activity. Oh, okay, it opened up right away. There's music though, right? This isn't as... I don't think this is as scary as Dread Flats was, but it's still pretty solid. Got some okay scares. Okay, now what? We're gonna go cuddle up with our kitty and go to sleep? Oh, here he is. What up? How do I get rid of this? The leak is getting worse. These eyes, why are they all staring upstairs? What? They don't seem hostile toward me. Are they trying to warn me about something? So tired. I use the bathroom and then sleep. Dude, man, these characters are just really dumb, man. Oh, I got eyes on my ceiling. You know, no big deal. I'm just gonna use the restroom and go to bed. Oh, this is pretty funny. What are we doing? Lucky. Oh, hey. What up there? My cats do the same thing. Oh my god. Oh! Hey, little buddy. Someone knocking? Well, if they are, it don't matter. I'm pooping. I should go check. Yeah, come on. A package. Someone was trying to get in our apartment, but I haven't bought anything lately. It could be one of those guys. At the... Of course, it's this thing. Okay. Oh, look, the eyes are back. Did someone send me a toy rabbit? Was it delivered to the wrong person? It's too late today. I'll ask the neighbor tomorrow. Oh, God. Oh, my God, dude. What the hell? This chick's being haunted, and she's like, oh, I'm just gonna go to bed. Everything's fine. I should go to bed. Yeah, people in this game are hilarious, man. We just ignore all the warning signs and just go to bed. Good night, Lucky. Bro, Lucky is pressed right now. What do you mean, good night? Lucky is like, woman, if you don't do something... What the... Hello? Hello? Let's go home. Yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea. It's home this way? No, it's the other way. Oh my god. What was that? My hair is a mess. What the Okay. I can't go out, though. Who was that? Was that... Which one was that? The one who hit at the birthday? It definitely was her last birthday in that apartment. You gotta be kidding me. Oh. Hello, neighbor. Alright, you have a good night. Complaint letter. It says there's a bad smell coming from my room. How could that be? I clean every day. I mean, have you seen this place? Like, pretty disgusting. I should spray some air freshener first. Dude, lady, you got eyes all over this place. Like, why are you so... Damn, dude. Okay. So the neighbors won't complain again. Man, this is not important. What the f... We're just a big old glowing circle, eh? That explains a lot. Yo, this thing has blood on it, and she's just like, whatever, I'm gonna put it on my desk here. Or my end table. Okay, but... There's always this lingering, strange smell. I wonder why that could be. Huh. No reason, I'm sure. Good night, Lucky. Okay, are we going to bed again? What heavy rain, I'll go home after I take out the trash. Oh look, it's our neighbor who's totally not a ghost. Yo, you alright? Okay, I'm going home. I love how these ghosts are like, is this chick really this dense? Like, come on, man. It's so funny. How many warning signs do you need? You okay in there? Oh! Jeez, that was just loud. What in the world? And this character is just like light work, no reaction. Who cares? I see this stuff all the time. Not a big deal. No reaction at all to that. Oh, my neighbor just chased me in an elevator and disappeared. That was weird. Alright, going home and going to bed now. Yo, we got a lot more notices on our apartment door now. What's going on at home? Yeah, our cat is so stressed. Our cat's like, yo, if you don't freaking do something about this. What is this? It stinks. I should clean this. We're doing more cleaning, huh? Ugh. Dude, oh my god, this is dull. I'm sorry. Oh, like, come on, man. Like, this is dragged out like a motherfucker right now. Power's out again. Remember, there are candles in the bedroom. Dude, what's up with these people and candles? Just grab your flashlight. I mean, look at that. You got a phone right there. Are you kidding me? Ugh. Yo, man, somebody really blew up our toilet, man. Good God. Okay. Ever since I was little, I've been able to see things other people can't. Yeah. And now I see my dead neighbor every day. What happened to her? Why did she die? Was it an accident or something else? Is she moving out? Well, she was. Good call on that, honestly. It looks like she left in a hurry. Their things aren't even packed yet. Looks like she went through something terrible. I mean, you could say that. Their clothes aren't even packed. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna get out of here now. Okay. Oh. Okay, what am I doing? Am I just waiting here? Okay, bye, dude. I'm glad that guy's moving out. I have to get out of here quickly. Wait, we're going towards this? What's going on? Find Lucky. Damn it, Cat. Lucky never runs off like this. Is anyone home? Oh. Well, I don't think that was Lucky. This is the first person's apartment. The first person we played as? What the hell? Where's my cat, dude? Lucky. Get back here, you little shithead. Lucky doesn't seem to be here. Let's go check the direction of the 6th floor. I think this is the 6th floor, right? What floor are we on? Oh no. Oh, she didn't even get to eat any of that cake, man. That sucks, man. Alright, this game needs to wrap it up a little bit. I'm getting tired. And a long stream tomorrow. Got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow, too. Oh, we're on the 3rd floor? So we need to go upstairs then? 4, 5, 6. Oh. Oh man, here we go. Is anyone there? Lucky, come out. I mean, this is so goofy, right? Well, where do we go now? Hang on, maybe I missed something in there? It's pretty dark, so I don't freaking know, honestly. Can't open that. Wait, I heard something. What the hell? I guess there's nothing else in here. Not here. Hello? Oh my god. So this is where the smell was coming from. It smells so bad. No wonder it kept leaking. I have to call the police. Where did Lucky go? Okay, the cat can wait, alright? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude. Where's he at? Wait, Lucky, what the hell are you doing down here, man? How'd you get down here? Oh my god, it's an arm. Not an arm. Need a key. Lucky should be inside. Find the key to this door. We got the screwdriver finally. Okay. Alright, let's go get Lucky and then get the hell out of here. Don't worry, Lucky, I'm coming. Oh, not this key. Alright, well, that sucks. This chick is like, let me get my cat before I call the police. Fuck me, dude. That was scary. Oh, no. Lucky, let's go, dude. That's hilarious. We're gonna get locked in here or something. Right? What do you mean hide? Where? Hide where? Fuck, dude. Fuck, 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 fuck. Oh my god. I can't hide in there? Shut the door. Where the fuck am I supposed to go to hide? What? You gotta be kidding me. Really? That's where you want to hide? Dude, he can see us easily, right? No way. Let's see. Let's see how... Sorry. It's so dumb looking. Oh yeah, we're cooked. Or not. Never mind. You can't see anything in his mask, idiot. Watch my cat meow. If this was my cat in real life, he'd fucking meow. That dumbass. He'd be like, meow, meow. Let me go, meow, meow. Isn't that right, Ziggy? He's just knocked out over here. It's so funny. Time to go. Okay, it's time to leave. Okay, stop looking at him and let's go. He's gonna turn and look at us. Yep. Oh, we're cooked now. Oh no! I should have taken the stairs. Where's my phone, dude? Dude, call the police. Several days of intensive investigation. Oh my god. The escaped serial killer has now been apprehended by the authorities and is currently under interrogation in connection with the suitcase disposal case. No, 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 no. He's outside my door. Too late today. If there's nothing else, please leave. You saw it, didn't you? Bro, I didn't see it. I don't know what you're talking about. You better leave now. If you don't, I'll call the police. Let's call the police. Thank you. Holy crap, man. Jeez. I need help. I've already called the police. Alright, he's leaving. Ain't nothing but a chump. Finally almost done packing. Okay, no matter what, I have to leave today. Alright, hold on a second. What's going on? Away clothes. Yeah, I mean, did the police... What's going on? Did the police get him or what? Switch off the mains. What does that mean? Oh. Well, I mean, we know the police didn't get him because, I mean, they would have showed us that, so. Yeah, this game ended up being a little longer than I expected it to, so. No Invincible versus tonight. Escape the house. I don't think it's gonna be that easy, man. What a shithole, man. Let's get out of here. Move away. Alright. So, you've always been able to see those things? Yeah, but those victims meant me no harm. If anything, it feels like they're trying to warn me and protect me. That was really dangerous before. Good thing you scared him off by calling the police. I've been thinking about it for a long time. I think I understand how he thinks. He tortures his victims relentlessly and enjoys it. When you finally break down and try to leave, that's when he kills you and moves on to the next victim. Anyway, the police are doing everything they can to catch him. You should stay with me and get some rest for now. That's why you never swerve. Once you're going a certain speed, you better not swerve. I can't believe this game is still going, by the way. She's hurt. I need to find help. My God! Where's our cat? He's the real OG in this one. Can I please move faster? My goodness. There's a signal now. Okay. You gonna call the police or what? Hello? Hello, what kind of assistance do you need? Finally. I should go back to her place. You mean the car? I mean, she's probably dead. Let's just be real. We left her all alone in the middle of the woods while the serial killer's out there. She's cooked, man. Okay. Killed in the wild. Wait, what? Can I get another chance, please? So, I'm confused. I guess we can run through the buildings to get around him. That's what they want us to do. What? Oh my god, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh, what? He still caught me? Alright, bruh. What the hell is this? Dude, you would think, like... Just let me... Come on, man. Oh my god. Let's go, lady. He's way back there. We got this. Are you kidding me, game? See, you know what? Dread Flats had this crap too, by the way. Where, like, the thing's chasing you and it's like, feels cheap. The old lady, the old grandma ghost lady. I don't even know where dude is. Bro, are you serious? Just jump over this bitch. Are you for real? I'm about to quit. I'm not even joking. Like, see, Dread Flats did this. I should have known it was gonna do this, man. Oh my god, I hate this crap, man. Oh yeah, what if we had the character move extremely slow in a life and death situation? Also, what if we just had it where, like, it's just dumb, I'm sorry. I think I'm out with this developer, I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm good. I'm sure we can beat this through, like, trial and error, but, like, where was he? You know what I mean? I have to buy myself enough time. Where is he, dude? You see what I'm saying? Where's he at? Come on. Bruh. I don't know. This is dumb. I'm sorry. I don't like this. Come on, man. Let me move. See, and it stops you, too. That's the other thing that's lame as fuck. Where is bro at? Watch this. Hello? This gotta be the last one. It's gotta be the last one. Let's go. Lady, come on, move your ass. Holy crap, dude. Good thing I brought pepper spray. Are you for real? Yeah, no shit. Where's the pepper spray? Where'd it go? Dude, this game. Yeah, I was about to say, he's just gonna get hit by a car. Pick up the axe, let's go, let's fuck him up. I got your ass now. Oh, let me guess. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I thought we were gonna look down and it was gonna be our friend, and the whole thing was gonna be that like we were the ones who were the killer the whole time, and it was in our head or whatever. Okay, well at least they didn't do that. It's finally over. It's been months since that happened, or a month since that happened. My life is slowly getting back on track. Hey, no, get away. Get away from the cords. Get. Of course. I don't even know what's going on now. A month ago, the real killer in the suitcase body dumping case was apprehended and later died of severe injuries. The demon who brutalized more than 5 women died with severe burns all over his body, leaving his identity and motives impossible to verify. Wait, what? Regrettably, the trial of justice ended in such a way. May there never be such tragedies in the world again. Well, I had to break it to you, but definitely gonna be a lot. Hey, Bowie, seriously, do not mess with the computer cords. Good grief. I cannot be shutting my door. It's too hot. So you gotta behave yourself, okay? Good Lord. Sorry, I gotta keep an eye on... Dang cat, man. She never bothers it when I'm not streaming. It's so funny. Oh no! Now his dead soul will wander here forever. Okay. It's fine. It's too long, man. This is too long and a little tedious at times. So, you know, it was alright. And I don't think this one was anywhere near as scary as Dread Flats. Like, I was willing to put up with some of the tediousness of Dread Flats a little more because of, But I might try this one out. I don't know. But, because it was scarier. You know what I mean? Anyway, well, we're pretty much at 4 hours, so that's how much I wanted to stream tonight anyway, so. Bowie, I'm serious. You better behave yourself. My goodness. Okay. Anyway, that's going to be it for the stream tonight, guys. I'm going to hop off and get this edited, and I'll have it uploaded. Probably tomorrow morning. I think I'm going to set these to go up at like 10 o'clock probably. So, yep, it's going to be a little bit different from now on. But, yeah. Hope you guys had a good time with that. I had a good time with it. And, yeah, that's been a good stream. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe and all that good stuff as well. Be sure to leave a comment down below. Let me know, you know, what you thought of the stream. And also, just let me know what kind of games you'd like, what game you'd like to see me play on stream next, and I will add it to the list. You know, I got a lot of games to play and catch up on, so, you know, it is what it is. But I will see y'all in the next stream. I'll be live tomorrow, or if you're watching this on YouTube, today, to watch the Sony State of Play, and also we're going to play the campaign of Invincible Versus, and then we'll hop into some Marathon, which I've been wanting to try out ever since it came out, and they're launching Season 2, so I'm going to try it out now. I wanted to wait and see if it would make it to Season 2, you know what I mean?